Fellas, it is Monday.
Yep.
The big Monday. What it do? Merv, wake up. And we live, man. Yo, you on mute, man. You muted yourself.
Yeah. You got unmuted shit.
Yeah, that might work.
Okay, well, while I still was on mute, that means you couldn't hear me, right?
Yeah,
But I could hear you, right?
yeah.
So why the fuck you didn't tell me you was about to go live while I was on
Because
mute?
we said it 3 times in a row. We're like, yo, we got 30 seconds, about to go live. Remember, I said it 30 seconds. I said it twice.
Did you call my name?
It's a general statement. It's just us.
Did you call my name?
It's just me, you, and Mark.
So if you ain't call my name, how the fuck I know you talking to me?
You're right. My bad. I should have said, yo, Merv, we're about to go 30 seconds and we live. You're right. Sorry.
Hey, no worries. No, knowledge is power. Next time you know.
No, knowledge is born, man. That's what it is, man.
Knowledge is born.
Knowledge is born, man.
Knowledge is born. No, the fuck is not. Motherfucker ain't born smart.
Yo, Mark, school this dude, man. School this brother, man. Yo, what up, Stacks? Yo, Stacks like that, man.
What up, Stacks?
Brother Stacks, man. Yo, Stacks had sent me a message earlier today. He was like, man, how do I get myself on a shirt that said Queens get the money? So I cashed that Stacks and said, yo, just take this money right here, go to my man, and just hop on there and get the shirt and say Queens get the money and put Stacks to the bottom. So you're welcome, Stacks. Shout out to my homie Stacks, man. He's official Queens now after watching the show last night. Yo, Mark, how is it out there in Philly, man? You guys getting some rain out there?
Man, you know, I've been going for the week, man. You know, just celebrating the birthday for the week, man. So I'm glad to be back.
Yes, sir.
I was out in New York, you know what I mean,
Yes,
with the Connecticut, you know what I mean, on the reservation with the casinos. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Indian Johns out there. They's looking a little good out there, so you know what I mean? But yo, it was all love, man. And you know what I mean, got to catch some good TV, you know what I'm saying? You know, all week, man. A lot of movies came out and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, was at home watching the TV, you went to the theater, you know what I'm saying? You was able to get some good stuff in, man. So, you know, that's good, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, I'm chilling, man. I'm here for all of it, you know?
Yeah, man, you took a week off for your birthday, man. We was shouting out happy birthday to the kid Mark, man, all week, man. We had, you know, Mark birthday trending on every platform that we got, man. So, you know, big 41, right? You 41 now, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I was like, boy, you know, I'm getting a little older, man, but you know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, you know, the ladies still show love though, you know what I mean? You know?
Of course.
I was just like, man, so you know, I'm appreciating it all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, man. The big Cuarto Uno, man. Welcome to the club. Merv is right on the corner, so I think Merv's birthday later on this year. He'd be a big 4-1 as well, man. So welcome to the club, man. Merv, how's everything going down in Columbia, man? In South Cackalack? You guys getting through?
Shit, everything going goddamn, everything copacetic. Everything motherfucking copacetic, man. Everything copacetic. You know, I got some good news today and shit.
Came back clean?
Huh?
Came back clean?
Yeah.
Okay, good, man. Good.
Yeah, and yeah, all above and all that good shit.
No STDs. Good deal, man. Clean bill of health, man. Yo, shout out to the homie Stacks. Shout out to the crew, man. Shout out to Tina B. Shout out to Becca. Shout out to the Lullas. Shout out to everybody who represent, who follow us. Shout out to those on the front line, behind the scenes. My homeboy Texan, the street team general. Shout out to that dude. Shout out to Blackjack TV, Channel 199, Zingo TV. And shout out to everybody who rocks with us, man. Those on the front lines, behind the scenes. Those who showing love and support, sponsors, everybody. We appreciate you guys. So, fellas, we have a packed show tonight. We have a lot of things we'll dive into, man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick it off, man, with the NBA Finals. So how are you guys feeling, man? I feel like some things have changed right now. A couple of weeks ago, we were one way. Now, I mean, where do we stand right now with the NBA Finals, man? How you guys feeling?
Man, Giannis, it seems like tapped into his inner Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, He's playing that well, like right now. Like I'm just like, like to me, if he gets like under 30 points, it's just like he had an off night. Like he's getting 30 points, now getting 15, 16 rebounds. I mean, running the floor. He's doing a lot of things. I mean, he's getting 2 blocks. He's just unafraid. He was fearless out there. He's really playing as well as a superstar's played in the finals. Like he's really just trying to just put his stamp on it, and all the rest of the Bucks can feed off his energy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, with the way he's playing, he's really like, look, I'm carrying us, right? But everybody else is starting to do their job a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They're a little more consistent. I'm like, man, if you walk in that state in the game 4 with that same energy, you know what I'm saying? How do they lose? Like I just don't. If he's still playing that well in the next game, I don't see them losing. Them just losing, and that's it. Go get himself.
Marc, what do you think, man? You think this thing is over with now?
No, I don't think it's over with. Advantage goes to damn sure goes to Milwaukee now. I don't think it's over with because for some reason I feel like it's gonna go to 7. I don't know if Phoenix will be able to come back and win. I will say before the series started, I had Phoenix in 6 because of the coaching. I wasn't a believer in the Milwaukee coach. But Giannis, the last 3 games, is dominating so fucking much that you don't really have to coach. Like, I mean, you just know the basic fucking fundamentals or the basic X and O's, and have Middleton have an average night and have Drew have an average night, and just ride your fucking horse. So I said I had Phoenix in 6. I'm not gonna back off. So now I got Phoenix in 7.
Oh wow!
Okay. I got Phoenix in 7. I'm not gonna back. I got Phoenix in 7. I got Phoenix winning, bringing this shit back home to Phoenix, and winning like an overtime game against Milwaukee. But this is the first time in a while that with the finals. I'll be happy if Giannis win. I'll be happy if CP3 win it. So either way, somebody will deserve to get it. But I got Phoenix going 7 now. But let me ask y'all this, because I saw this posted. Giannis, Milwaukee win the next game. They don't even go 7; they go 6. We already know the Finals MVP is Giannis. He got 1 ring. After that. Y'all have him ahead of Kevin Garnett.
You know what? This is tough, and I'm gonna tell you why. When Kevin Garnett won his ring, he was past his prime. Like he didn't win it in his prime. Everybody know prime KG was in Minnesota. That's when he was the man. He put up huge numbers in Minnesota. They just couldn't never really give him a consistent team to really, go all the way. I think Giannis, I'm saying, in the finals right now is better than Kevin Garnett was in his finals. Is he a better player overall after winning this one championship? I still say no.
I didn't ask you if he's a better player. You don't have to. I said, does he move ahead of Kevin Garnett as power forwards?
No, because that means he's a better player if he did, and I still say no. I got Kevin Garnett slightly ahead, but I'm like Giannis, man. If he keeps playing, for this, sheesh. He gonna move ahead of everybody not named Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying?
Whew. That's a tough one for me, man, because KG is not too far. Let me rephrase that. Skill-wise, KG is not too far away from Tim Duncan, skill-wise. He just doesn't have the accolades of a Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is a champion. KG, like Marc said, You know, KG won the championship when he was in the twilight of his career. Prime KG was in Minnesota, but he couldn't really win anything in his prime. Giannis right now, the way he's playing, he's almost unguardable. And the guy's still young, and he's still learning his game. He's won two back-to-back MVP, league MVPs. I don't think KG has an MVP under his belt, league MVP under his belt. So
no, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think he has ever been the best player in the league by stats or by any other ranking system, right? Giannis has been twice. Whether you want to dispute it or debate it or whatever, he's been called upon twice as an MVP. If he get this title, that ties him automatically with KG, because KG has one, right?
Yeah, he has one.
Should have had two with Boston, but he has one. Man, Merv, that's a hard question. I think because of KG's legacy, it's hard for us to put him over KG right now because of the legacy. But I think I just sold myself on saying yes. Giannis will surpass KG. He's only 27, and he's about to already, if he win the title, he would tie up KG less amount of time, and he's just hitting his prime.
Yeah, he's just entering his prime. You're right.
He's in the embryo stages of his prime. So that's tough, man. That's tough.
So Marc has. So let me ask you this, Marc. Has I ain't trying to lead you nowhere. I'm just trying to get your juices run. Run. That's it. Can you remember any time that KG was this dominant? And you felt like he just, even in Minnesota, do you feel like,
man? I think that KG. I think it was 2 years I remember. I know he had one great year with Stephon Marbury. They got bounced in the first round. But that team that he had with Sam Cassell and Latrell Sprewell, that was a good team. They just weren't a great team. And he was really, really good. But I'm like, you're going against Tim Duncan and the Spurs. I mean, that's a little too much. You know what I'm saying? You know, to win. But I'm just like, man, that year, though, with those two guys, I mean, KG was like 25 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks, like 4 or 5 assists. I mean, he really, you know, was balling. It's just the teams that he ran into were just a little bit better. And no matter how well he played. And, I mean, he's had great games against Duncan, but they still lost. You know what I mean? I remember a 40-20 game with him against Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward ever, and they still lost. You know.
So I'm about to watch all the viewers that's watching, including y'all too. I'm about to fuck y'all up right now. But Tim Duncan is a center. Like Carmelo is the best power forward. Tim Duncan is a center that was playing power forward. That's it. That's all the fuck is. I get tired of hearing he's a great player now. Great player. I'm not taking his greatness away from him. But he's a fucking center that's playing power forward. I got Karl Malone as the greatest power forward because he's a true power forward. You take Shaq and you make Shaq a fucking power forward, Shaq would be a greatest fucking power of all time. It just so happened that Tim Duncan with the San Antonio Spurs, when they had the Admiral, David Robinson, they already had a fucking center. In college, he's a center. He got drafted as a center. He go to San Antonio with you got fucking David Robinson at 7'1", a fucking beast. So of course you put him at power forward. They had 2 centers, but that's another pod for another fucking day.
Okay. I mean, but he played a bunch of years without Robinson, and he wasn't a center. They still had him at power forward. Like
they just kept him there, but the nigga was center. The nigga was a fucking center.
Well, you know what I mean? Well, guess what? That means he's the most versatile front court player of all time.
He's the most versatile center of all time. Cool. But that's another part. We
I like, man, you know?
You better get Marc started. But I agree. I don't want to take us down this rabbit hole, but I agree. Karl Malone is the best power forward to lace him up. For him to be number 2 all-time scoring as a power forward, he probably took 5% three-pointers in his entire career, and he's the number 2 in scoring all time as a power forward. That's only 2s and 1s, guys. 2 points and 1 point.
Well, you know what? That pick and roll system with John Stockton was that good. Karl Malone was really good in a great system. You know what I'm saying? Alongside a great point guard. I'm like, and this is why I'm just like, listen, and I know y'all Philly fans get on me because like, damn, Barkley hit the head. You know what I mean? For was whooping Karl Malone ass. Yeah, but you know, Karl Malone won a lot more of those games than Philly. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like head to, if you want to say numbers head to head, okay, cool, Philly fans, I got you. But Karl Malone, you know what I'm saying, won a lot more games. And guess and that's always the best stat, wins and losses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sorry to say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give Karl Malone the nod over Charles Barkley.
Merv taking us down this dark hole, man. You better get Marc started, man.
Well, it's going to get dark for me because I'm going to have Philly fans at my door after the show. So, yes, you know what I mean? It's getting dark.
You just come on Ben and Charles Barkley. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're not supposed to say that. Let us say that. You don't say that, Marc. Let us say that. Yo, Merv will take you down that dark road, man, and drop you off, man. You got to find Main Street.
Merv driving on, you see the lights just leaving.
Right. right. And you by yourself. But Merv, I think the series is over, man. Like, part of me feel like Phoenix have one last dash, you know. But I wonder if that last game hurts them and demoralizes them. They're still a young team. And in all reality, I don't think they feel that they could have gotten here to where they are right now. Although they can get on camera and say, yeah, we're supposed to be here. I don't think those guys really thought they'd be here. You got through LA, who was weakened because of AD injury. You got through the Clippers because they were weakened with Kawhi injury. You know, you kind of had it easy. And Giannis.
And Utah and against Utah, they playing to hurt Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell for like the whole series.
The whole series. So you kind of had it where you didn't really have to be stressed out but so much. And you played phenomenal basketball. Now you're playing against a team that can hit you from different angles when they're on. The key to this is going to be Chris Middleton and how Jrue Holiday play at home tomorrow night. That's the key. Not Giannis, but those two guys.
And one more thing. DeAndre Ayton gassed in the fourth quarter. He's dead tired. I mean, and he's the only true big man that you have on the roster. He is and I'm gonna tell you, this injury hurts Phoenix. Losing Sarge, you know what I mean? The spell, Ayton for some minutes, and he's out for the series.
Yeah.
That hurts against Giannis because it seems like Giannis gets more energy as the game goes on. Yeah. And Ayton is gassed in the fourth quarter. He just cannot be gassed, but you have to play him all the time. So what else can you do?
And you know what? You know, Marc, that's a great fucking point. I feel like a lot of people haven't thought about that. Because with Sark, that's about 14 minutes of a big backup that changes the scope. Because Sark was a stretch big.
Mm-hmm.
So Giannis got to come out.
Yep.
Got to come out the lane if he's on him, or whoever's on him got to come out the lane. That's to take the big man away. And Sark he could rebound and he hit the three.
Yep.
So that's damn. I didn't even think about that.
But Merv, that also validates your point with Giannis, because in the other couple of series, Ayton was a monster. Without Ayton, they don't win those games. They don't win those series.
Absolutely.
He was the beast. But going up against Giannis, I don't even remember Ayton anymore in this series. Like, I don't remember him in this series.
So, all right, going a little too far. Let me tell you the problem with Ayton. You're right. You don't remember him. But the nigga's still averaging 20-10. But that's
in 3 quarters. Because the fourth, he gives you nothing. He's just done.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You know how somebody have stats, but they look like they're not having a good game, but you go back and look and say, like, damn, that motherfucker had a good game.
Right.
It's just not memorable because it's like his points and his rebounds, but in the first 2 games of the finals and throughout the playoffs, all his points and his rebounds was impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
These last 3 games, his rebounds and his points have not been impactful.
Right.
He's been getting it, but it hasn't been impacting the game. He haven't had that key block or that key alley-oop, or like he haven't had that in the past 3 games.
It's
So
his
it's not
plus
memorable.
his plus minus is suffering right now because he's getting dominated so much by Giannis on the other end. Keep in mind that Giannis averaged 42 points against Phoenix in the regular season, the 2 games they played. So this is not uncommon. They have issues with Giannis. They just have issues with him. They have no answer for him.
What the fuck they need to do, man? They just need to listen. Middleton's not the key to the game, in my opinion. I think it's more Drew Holiday. All right, Middleton can have a good game and Phoenix still win. Middleton and Giannis can have a good game and Phoenix still win. But when Drew Holiday have a good game, yo, it's tough as fuck. Like even Middleton have an average game. He can have an average game, and Drew Holiday have a good one. It still lifts up Milwaukee on another level.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you one
Drew
thing.
Holiday is the person that has to have impact on the game. If not, they struggle.
I'm gonna tell you one thing where Phoenix got themselves in trouble, and I'm just like late in the game 6, Chris Paul had 3 big plays back to back, right? And I understand Devin Booker is your best scorer. You know what I mean? He's your most talented player. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're running the offense through Chris Paul, let him set it up, for Devin Booker, you know what I mean, to get that shot. Devin Booker, when he got stripped and he turned the ball over, you know what I'm saying? That play was poorly designed, and a timeout should have been called just by the way the floor was set up.
Right.
He ran into traffic, right? He didn't. Right. So if you look at just as a basketball player, you think about the game, and you're looking, you look at Devin Booker, and you're just like, what is he seeing, right? The man in the corner's covered, right? You know what I'm saying? He has no vision on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't even see and what Drew Holiday did. He came up, for like a backside defensive back and stripped the ball. He didn't even see Holiday coming. You know what I'm saying? And your center is so gassed. You have to have when you have a veteran center kind of yells this stuff out to you, what I mean, as it's coming. But Ayton's gassed. He's just like, I'm just trying to catch a win. So nobody's really talking to Devin Booker like, look, you're about to get yourself in trouble right here. You know what I'm saying? The coach has to have Chris Paul run those end of the game plays to get Devin Booker the shot he's supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Devin Booker, he's a great player. He wants to take the last shot, but he ran into some trouble. I think if Chris Paul would have had the ball, they would at least got a shot off. I'm not saying it would have went in, but I guarantee you they would have got a shot off.
But Mark, that goes back to the situation of basketball. You know what I mean? Those guys, they had a chance to they could have, like you said, they could have called timeout. But that situation of basketball, Milwaukee's throwing everything at them. Them boys are playing with confidence, and they're playing with a little bit more panache, right? Yeah. And Chris Paul, he's shown us in games before when it counted. It's a reason why Chris Paul has one of the worst records in the Game 7 series that he gave up. When he had the lead in Game 7 series, and he gave it up because he gets smaller in those moments when you need him the most. He's had some big moments as well, but man, boy, has he had some horrible moments, man.
Yeah. I mean, you just hate to see that.
He could have had the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say like this: you hate to see that as when you watch the game that they ain't even get a shot off.
Right.
Like I could live with, he got a shot off, he missed. But to not even get a shot off and turn over strip, and then you get off the ball and it goes the other way for a dunk and a foul.
Yeah, that hurts.
Oh man, that's like giving up a pick six in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like that's terrible, man. That's not how it's supposed to go.
Right.
But let me tell you why I think it has a real chance to go Game 7. This has probably been one of the best, most competitive. Outside maybe the first game, this has probably been one of the most competitive finals like in the last 3 years.
I agree.
So
every
game has been the result has been determined by 1 or 2 plays in the final 3 minutes of every game where it could have been 4-0 Phoenix. It could have been 4-0, it could have been 4-1 Milwaukee. And so Phoenix, I almost feel like Phoenix lost the games more than Milwaukee has won the game as a team. As a team.
I think the third and fourth game, I think Milwaukee actually took that one. I think the coach, I think they got out coached. I think Monty got out coached by the Bucks. I think he overcoached himself. I think he tried to overthink it and made some really bad calls down the stretch. He took Book out a couple of times. He shouldn't have taken Book out. He made some bad substitutions.
Yeah. Shawn, you bring up a really good point. You bring up a really good point with that. I don't think that Coach Monty used his timeouts well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think, sometimes you got to look and be like, wait a minute, this situation doesn't look too good. Let's call a timeout. Let's reset. Let's get our guys a little bit of rest, right? So, like when the TV time count comes up, right? It's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? We have a little bit of momentum, right? We can get rest at the TV timeout. We can come back and call this timeouts. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he used his timeouts well in the second half. I don't think he did that.
Right.
So let me ask you all this. If you had to narrow down to one thing that caused the turnaround from being up 2-0 to down 3-2, one thing, what would it be?
Man.
Just one.
This may sound crazy. I would say the way Game 2 was finished. The way Phoenix won Game 2 in the finish. That was, to me, that was a turning point. Because they won that game, but I think Milwaukee saw something and they took advantage of that. What they saw was that there was weakness in what Monty was doing game plan wise in the final stretch. Monty got away with that in the previous because he could. Because by that time you got Paul George who's gassed out, who couldn't really do anything. And in that second game, I look at the final stretch. I think I even messaged Marc or Stacks, and I said, man, adjustments going to be made, and Milwaukee may win the third and fourth game. That was my turning point, man, honestly, because they're taking advantage of Monty's mistakes. He's making small rookie mistakes as a coach, man.
Yeah. For me, I think Milwaukee, really started to get in their head to go inside. I think if you look at, a great boxing match, right? I was like, man, it's usually determined by a guy, getting a bunch of body shots in there. And I think, that's exactly what Milwaukee's doing. They're punching them in the gut every single time, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at the rebound margins,
I was about to say that.
Street games,
offensive
you look
rebounds.
at the points in the paint. Milwaukee's dominating.
Offensive rebounds, Marc.
I'm gonna say like this: you cannot win when that kind of landslide differential, even if the game is close, right? You know what I'm saying? And you just like, how did Milwaukee win? Just look at points in the paint and rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Most likely the team that wins on those two things alone usually wins the game.
Right. Merv, it kind of like with you on football. The team that gets the most possessions has a higher propensity to win. That's how it is in situational basketball in the fourth quarter. You have to look at how many possessions one team got to score the ball, meaning how many turnovers did you get, how many offensive rebounds did you get, how many goals did you get. And that's what Milwaukee was winning. Even in the second game, down the stretch, Milwaukee won that battle. They were still getting the boards. They were still getting the turnovers down the stretch. It's just that Phoenix made bigger shots. That's very, very rare to be able to get out rebounded and also have more turnovers and your point spread differential is off and still win a game. That's what one of the things that told me right then and there that Milwaukee had a chance to come back. Absolutely. If that same game plan. They didn't make no adjustments. They kept playing their game. their game is the same from game 1, 2, 3, and 4. No adjustment were really made.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you that moving Giannis over the center though, I kind of like that. I kind of like what they're doing with that because Brook Lopez was getting beat on in the first couple games, and it was just like, you know what, second half, let's get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Need him in the second half. And if you notice in the second half, Brook Lopez is really nowhere to be found in most of the second half.
Facts. So we'll see, fellas. Tomorrow night, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll be crowning a new champ. Chris Paul, not a Chris Paul.
You said hopefully?
Yeah, not a Chris Paul fan.
So, like I said, I'm a Giannis. I love Giannis because I like his intensity. I think he's like, to me, he reminds me of a player that could play in the fucking '90s. His mentality. He could have left, go anywhere. He didn't go anywhere. He stayed in Milwaukee.
Yep.
He has this mentality that he's intense. He's intense like a motherfucker. And when he tastes blood, he really tries to go for the kill.
He does.
Really tries to go for the kill.
He really does.
But with that being said, one of my favorite fucking sports moments in all the sports, football, college basketball, college football, NBA, NFL, one of my favorite sports moments is a fucking Game 7. Like, I don't give a fuck who it is, whether I like the team or whoever I'm pulling for. Like, a Game 7 is and you got the finals? Nah. Just so I can see a Game 7.
Yeah.
I don't care who won. But if I could get a Game 7 in the finals, man, it's like, because at that point, to me, that's different from the college championship. Even though you got the tournament, you do like 64-32, but it's like a different team every time. Even the NFL playoffs is different every time.
Yeah.
But for you to play a team 6 times, both y'all motherfuckers have 1-3. Y'all know each other's weaknesses. Y'all know each other's strengths. By this time, you know the coaching strategy for each person. So that Game 7, now both teams got nerves. So it's just like, yo, who the fuck really got ice cold? Who the fuck is really ice cold? And who the fuck really got that heart? Because now you gotta be ice cold, and you gotta go mano a mano. Who want that shit more? So just for me to have a Game 7, I'm going for Phoenix, just so I can have a Game 7. Game 7 in NBA playoffs is one of my favorite fucking games out of all sports.
I'm opposite. I'm not a fan of Game 7. I'll be honest, because I played in big games,
basketball player. How the fuck?
I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised.
But that's the thing, because I play basketball and I've been in big games where we were like, yo, we got to get this over with. We don't want to force it. We didn't play the Game 7s, but when I played in Japan, we played to 5. And we was like, yo, we cannot go to Game 5. Like, that's the worst thing as a player that we felt.
We're not talking as a player. We're talking
I know, but it's embedded in me. It's embedded in me. And plus, Jordan kind of spoiled us. Spoiled me, at least. You're a Pistons fan, but Jordan spoiled me because Jordan never seen a Game 7. Jordan like, nah, it's time to finish this thing up. We're not doing this Game 7 stuff. I got to go on a golf course. I got to smoke this cigar. I got to go to Jersey City for gambling. Forget that. I need to get my time.
I bet you ain't a matter of fucking money that as long as Jordan's not playing, that nigga love Game 7s.
He probably, I don't know, Jordan different. He's a different animal.
I said as long as he's not playing, nigga, he love Game 7s.
Like you just said, Jordan's a different animal.
Everybody watching as basketball fan, do y'all like Game 7s? Just post in the fucking comments. That's fucking crazy.
I'm different.
Like Game 7s.
I'm different in that regard. Speaking of Game 7, let's go to transition, fellas. Let's go to Space Jam too, man. Yo, I know Marc got the nephews and the nieces, man. So he had to suck it up and watch this joint.
Yeah.
And, Merv texted me over the weekend and was like, "Yo, I'm about to watch Space Jam," and I laughed because I thought he was joking. But he was dead ass. So he said, "Y'all love cartoons." I'm like, "All right, cool." I didn't say anything else. So, fellas, I'm a lean on y'all, man. What do y'all think about Space Jam 2, man?
You know what? I'm gonna go first because I'll be quick. I'll say like this, man. You know, I was like, man, I was surprised it wasn't, you know, because I read it like all the comments, and I'm just like, everybody was like Siskel and Ebert or whatever. I'm just like, I don't know where y'all movie credentials came from. I'm like, you know, when Sing came out and Trolls came out and all the kid movies came out, I ain't hear shit from y'all. But now, y'all mean for real, y'all are like the greatest movie reviewers ever, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just like, man, you know, listen, if I want to get my movie review, I just go to Mervyn Stacks. That's that. I go to Mervyn Stacks show personally. But
good plug, Marc. Good plug.
I'm just like, to me, it wasn't that bad. Like, I'm just like, okay, you know, it wasn't just like Space Jam the original. It was a little bit different of a plot twist. You know what I mean? Don Cheadle was in it. Don Cheadle was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I was just like, I didn't think, you know, it was like super bad. I'm just like, nah, you know, I thought it was okay. The kids loved it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to critique it too much because I'm just like, well, the kids loved it. Yep, you know, listen. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a big fan of Trolls or Trolls 2, but the kids loved it. So Uncle Mark's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Mark for the
You
kid.
know. Merv, what you got?
What do you think, Merv?
Yo, so I ain't gonna lie. Like everything that nigga said just now is facts. I fuck with cartoons. I like cartoons. You know what I'm saying? So and my favorite fucking cartoon character is Bugs Bunny. That's my favorite fucking cartoon character all the time. So the motherfucking fact that Bugs,
he gonna be biased.
the motherfucking fact that Bugs Bunny is in this motherfucker, you already get a fucking point from me. All right, you feel me?
Of course.
Hey, so listen. I enjoyed this shit because of the cartoon part. 80% of the movie is cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Before he went to the cartoon, it was like, it was like a thumbs down for me. Like, yo, what the fuck am I watching? Like, Braun acting is terrible. It's not believable. It's not believable at all. Not even playing the dad. Like him playing the dad. Like, this nigga got 2 kids. How the fuck you know how to play a dad? Like,
he wasn't playing the dad that he probably really is, and that's probably the issue. Right. You know what I'm saying?
No, like, his acting was bad. It was kind of corny, but what saved it for me, and I think what saved the movie in general, they went full cartoon. And they turned they made LeBron a cartoon character. As in the original Space Jam, Mike was Mike the whole time.
Mike was
but in this one, no, you shake your head. No, Shawn, that nigga needed to be changed into a cartoon character.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying Mike would never. Mike was like, nah.
But now, listen, as a cartoon character, I fucked with him in this movie as a cartoon character. Like, he's a great fucking cartoon character. So, like, him with Looney Tunes and shit. Yo, I'm telling you, the cartoon saved this fucking movie. So, the middle saved this shit. I think 80% of it was probably the cartoon. And they had all the Looney Tunes and shit. You know, it was entertaining. It had the cartoon shit. Then the end, when it went back to the regular movie shit, like, when he became real again, it was like, yo, like the beginning,
like a letdown.
In the beginning, it was like,
yeah.
But like the concept, I got the concept they were trying to do, but it was poor execution.
Yep.
It was poor execution. I get the concept, but as a kid movie, it's a great kid movie. The first Space Jam was more suited for the older folks, but this one was suited for like the younger. So I would watch it again because of the cartoon factor with the Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Granny, Tasmanian Devil, all the Looney Tunes motherfuckers in there. Y'all fucks with it.
Man, and I'm gonna say like this: all those people who was really critiquing the hell out of this movie, I'm gonna see y'all in December, and I'm gonna ask you what you thought about Sing 2. And don't tell me you ain't take the kids to see it, you ain't watched it on the Fire Stick. I don't want to get shit from y'all. I will see you in December for Sing 2. Best believe it.
I struggle with watching cartoons these days, man. I'm not gonna lie. I can't tell you the last time I really watched a really good cartoon and was like, you know, like, yo, this is the shit. Like, this is the wave. I don't get into cartoons anymore. Not holding y'all at all. I applaud you guys for having the courage and the vulnerability to talk about your love for cartoons still. But I don't. That's not my thing. Especially with with LeBron playing in Space Jam 2. I felt like Space Jam 2 should never. I felt like Space Jam should never been touched, in my opinion. I saw some comments from the LeBron stands saying how LeBron is a better player than Michael Jordan because he acted better as well, and you just see some.
But he did.
Right. You see some weird things, man, and that's part of the reason why I stayed away from it. LeBron tweeted something saying hi haters just because they were number one over the weekend. Not to hide the fact that they didn't have any competition. But they're saying that the Black Widow, because Black Widow in the second week didn't do well. But people forget Black Widow is also on Disney Plus. So why go to movies again to watch it when you can watch it on Disney Plus? But that's neither here nor there. It's for the kids. As long as the kids enjoyed it, that's all that matters, man. Shawn loves the kids. So
I got
one more thing, you know what I mean, for can I say about the movie? You know what I mean, the movies, and I'm not even going to talk about Space Jam 2. F9 was trash. Okay, I'm done.
Marc, yo,
yeah, I'm
still on that.
Sorry about that.
My one last question. It's not a critique. It's not a critique. It's a question.
Oh man.
Why was it called Space Jam 2? Because them niggas ain't go out of them niggas went into the computer world. Like they got sucked into the computer world. So I like that. That's the other thing. I wasn't sure if it seemed like it should have been called something else.
I'm gonna tell you, lack of creativity, first time director. I think the director was a little bit in over his head personally. You know what I'm saying? You know, I would have got somebody a little more seasoned. I understand LeBron likes to have his guys, and I get all of that. But you know, you're doing a major motion picture. I think you would have went with. I think you should have went with somebody a little more experienced. You know, trying to pull this off. That's just me.
Marc, it's marketing. I mean, it's Space Jam 2, a new legacy. That's marketing. A new legacy. That's again me looking at it from a different angle, and I could be pulling straws here. Space Jam 2, a new legacy, starring LeBron James, with the same character or cast. You know, of course, cartoons that Michael Jordan actually did well with years ago. You know what I mean? It just, man, come on, man. This guy, man. Yo, let's move on from that, man. This this guy's something else, man. Like Stack said, man, just go ahead and retire already, man. This guy's something else. To a new legacy. They were talking about this movie for what, 3 years or 4 years prior to it releasing. They made a big deal of this movie before it came out. WB is a failing. Look, we're not gonna get sponsored from WB because they trash. But WB is a failing organization, period. They've done so much bad stuff, man. Yo, we have more creativity than WB does. WB, they tried everything and they failed at everything. How do you destroy the most recognizable superhero of all time, Superman? You messed that up. You finally casted the right person to play Superman, and now you are throwing him to the wind. Henry Cavill, to me, was one of the best Supermans that you could cast it, right? And they got rid of him. So look, WB, they're trash. They did this because it was a marketing ploy. They get nothing from it. They think they did something because it's still like 30 million is the first week. That's nothing. These kids got nothing else to watch right now. There's no there's nothing on right now you can watch. So man, hell with WB, man. Straight up. I hope they get.
So let me ask y'all this. You know, I like to come with the fucking tough questions, right?
I'm sure they're gonna come from me.
Nah, they ain't worse than the Beehive. So let me ask y'all this: which sequel was better, or which one was less fulfilling? Let me put it that way. Which one was less fulfilling? Space Jam 2 or Come to America 2?
Ooh, that hurt.
Goodness. You know what I mean?
Space Jam 2.
I still say Space Jam 2. That's close, though. That's very close.
Yeah, Space Jam less fulfilling than Coming to America?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't have the expectation for Space Jam 2. My expectation for Coming to America was a little bit different because I don't think you can reinvent such classical moments of coming to America, the first one. So my expectation wasn't out of this world. I felt they shouldn't touch it, but I'm glad they paid homage to it. You know what I mean? It was underwhelming. It was underwhelming. Let's be honest. We love Eddie. We love Eddie.
But you got Space Jam more underwhelming than the original Space Jam?
Yeah. Definitely. Because when Space Jam came out, we were like, what, young boys? We were like, what, 10 or 11, something like that? We were young boys. And this was Jordan at his height. This is when Jordan was like, yo, world renowned, the best in the world. Of course, Merv don't believe that Merv was a Pistons fan. But this is when Jordan like ruled the world in every sport. In every sport. Merv was an anomaly, but he never was a hater. So I applaud him for that. But this was when Jordan was like at his peak of his powers. He had just retired. The story was organic. It felt right. It felt real. It just didn't feel like it was forced. You know what I mean? So that storyline was a little bit different. It was a bit better. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it was a little bit better.
Okay.
You also have Bill Murray in there for crying out loud. You have Bill Murray. Who doesn't like Bill Murray?
Well, instead of Bill Murray, they had Don Cheadle.
Underutilized.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For that is true. You know what I'm saying?
Don Cheadle
this wasn't like Don Cheadle. This was like you know, Lemonade Don Cheadle. You know what I'm saying?
He was like a voiceover in this one.
Right. It's not Hotel Rwanda or Black, you know, or Iron Man Don Cheadle. This is like LeBron's version of Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle said, I'm gonna give you a bag. I need you to show up, be a villain, and I'm gonna give you this script. Just read it. And Don Cheadle like, yo, for a bag, I got you. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna rehearse. I'm just gonna go in here and just say these little corny spots, and I'm out. He wasn't even believable from what I saw and what I read. And it's Don Cheadle. How you mess with Don Cheadle? All right, let's get off of that, man.
Yeah.
Let's get off of that. So Marc and Merv, I wish Dax was on here because I'm like surrounded by these two guys, man. But Marc sent this to me, and Merv sent it at the same time, like 2 seconds apart from each other.
Okay.
And it was Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition with Meg Thee Stallion. These guys sent this to me like literally 5 seconds apart from each other and said, yo, we gotta talk about this. So I need to ask Shawn, what are your thoughts? Because I don't know how I feel about having a rapper on Sports Illustrated. Because from my understanding, Sports Illustrated was designed to be really about the athletes, right? That was the whole premise of the whole sport. I'm
gonna say like this. I think when they started it, right? I think, you know, that's how it was supposed to be. But then they started getting like, you know, the models, you know what I mean, for the swimsuit edition and all of that, right? I'm just like, listen, you know what? They already kind of did cross culture with the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, so I don't have a problem with Megan being on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ladies, you know, natural body still winning out here. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to go to Dr. Miami and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You still doing your thing, Queen. So, you know, I just like, man, it was good to see Megan on there. They got Naomi Osaka. Yeah, Osaka. I know I'm butchering her name, my bad. You know what I'm saying? I know they got her on, you know what I mean? She's on the cover of one of the swimsuits or whatever. So I was just like, listen, it was good to see, man. You know what I'm saying? I was with it. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, man, you know, but you know what? I will save all of this and go to Merv because this is the critique I think we all been waiting for. Merv, swimsuit edition. You know what I'm saying? We're starting off with Megan. What do you think?
Put that picture back up.
Of course, man.
Now, what, man? Just let's see. Opening eyes. It says opening eyes, speaking truth, changing minds. Swimsuit 2021 Sports Illustrated, Megan Thee Stallion. So if you look at the fucking top of the caption, it says opening eyes, speaking truth, and changing minds. And then you look at fucking Megan Thee Stallion. Doesn't that say every fucking thing that they're at the top just now opening eyes? You open your eyes to look at this motherfucker. You're speaking truth. and you change your minds, she's gonna do every one of them motherfucking phrases right there at the fucking top. So, like, yo, hey, move this comment by Nick J. She's hiding Meg Thee Stallion body right now. Look at her fucking. What?
Nick J, don't go. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't need to
Hey,
go.
yo, put these fucking comments down. I'm looking at the body.
Yo, man.
All right, okay. Now you can take it back down. Thank you. All right. Now, Shawn, what the fuck did you say first in the beginning? You said you don't like this because of what?
No, I didn't say it like it. I said what I was saying was, is this right? Because Sports Illustrated was designed to be for the athletes. So now you're adding the rappers, you adding hip hop into the equation. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just asking, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah. No.
Would this be a new trend? Would this be a new trend that we see more hip hop artists on the cover of Sports Illustrated, a Sports Illustrated magazine? How does that look? What's the optics around that?
How does it look? Nigga, did you say that body?
That's not the question. I got you, man.
How does it look?
I get what you're saying, Merv. I'm just saying it's a Sports Illustrated. So now you're bringing in a rapper, bringing a female rapper. So do you continue to do that? Do you continue that trend?
Yeah.
On the Sports Illustrated banner.
I think they had that trend going for a little bit, because I know they started to use the actresses and, you know what I'm saying, for real, like different types, you know what I mean, for people. You know, I think if you want to see like the straight sports figures, I think it's that ESPN The Body issue or whatever. I think they're going straight sports, but I think Sports Illustrated kind of opened it up to like other females, you know what I mean, for that might not certainly be athletes or whatever, but you know, they look good in the bathing suit, so it's just like, all right, yo, let's put them in there.
Put them on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the point I'm making is salute to Meg Thee Stallion manager for him being able, or whoever her manager is, being able to secure this kind of bag with Sports Illustrated. I think this is the first time, Marc, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time that a rapper, rapper at that, was on a magazine as coveted as Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
With a salute to that manager. The manager is the real MVP in this equation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For him, to talk to me into that.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to kind of get in the room to get that conversation going. Right. And was like, listen, I have this rapper, Meg Thee Stallion. She would look great on your cover. And for them to see, you know, to see her, for them to send for and shoot her, you know, and all these different exotic looks and everything. I'm like, man, you know, hey, the manager deserves a lot of props, because I'm like, he had to sell that.
Yeah,
he had to sell that. Wait. No, I got this rapper. Like, nah, he had to sell that.
Time out. Did he really though?
He did.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they didn't know who she was. That's why. You know what I mean? In that world.
Y'all really?
I don't know who he is.
Y'all, okay. Y'all really think whoever's over the Sports Illustrated really don't know who the fuck Meg Thee Stallion was?
Yeah, I believe so.
And y'all also really think that if they didn't know who the fuck Meg Thee Stallion was, that they would allow her ass to be on Sports Illustrated cover?
Nah, they didn't know. When he was having the conversation,
hold up. Well, let me say this. My question right now is rhetorical. Y'all will have a chance to answer when I finish. All right. And y'all really think that Sports Illustrated didn't look at this as a fucking money grab? What are we talking about right now?
Why not,
When the last time we talked about Sports Illustrated cover?
We don't talk about it, but they still do it.
Yeah, they still talk about it.
But what are we talking about right now, though?
It's on my man.
We're talking about Sports Illustrated cover. If Meg Thee Stallion wasn't on there, we wouldn't be talking about that shit. And there's a lot of other people that's going to talk about Sports Illustrated that normally wouldn't have Sports Illustrated in their lane of conversation. That is a win-win situation right there.
Yeah, I mean, it opens up a new lane, but don't act like Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover wasn't like the shit for years. Like, I mean, maybe not amongst us, but amongst the world. And I'm talking every fucking country. I mean, for real. Like, all over the place. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit meant something.
That
and
meant
still carries weight. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about the
You said that,
shareholders.
but what's your point of saying that though? How does that
Her management.
in response to what I just said, what's your point you're trying to make?
All I'm saying is that, man, listen, Megan being on this cover, right? You know what I'm saying? Is, you know, look, I think Amanda did a great job by getting her on, but I pretty much can bet, you know what I mean, the guys at the top who knew, you know, who do this fucking magazine,
right?
They don't know shit. You know what I mean? It's like
No.
getting them a great, it's like getting them a great song.
They didn't know her.
The shareholders
They wouldn't have put her on the magazine if they didn't know her. Listen, let me say this real quick.
I'm not talking when they got to the magazine part. I'm talking, you know what I mean, for when they were deciding what to do. They didn't know. You know what I mean? Then somebody puts that in the ear, and then they were like, "Oh, that's a great idea." You know what I mean? This shit happens every day.
All right, so cool. What you saying is it wasn't their idea. Somebody presented to them and like, okay, great idea. Let's go with it. Same shit. It's a win-win situation. Y'all made it sound like when they heard Meg Thee Stallion's name, they was like, "Who the fuck is that?" They knew
that's what it was.
Nah, you can't tell me you ain't been in the boardroom. You know what I mean? Where they don't know what the fuck you're talking about when you mention something black. You know what I mean? Yo, all three of us have been in that boardroom before, and they don't know what the fuck. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I mean? Then you show them, it's like, oh yeah, that'll work, Shawn. That'll work, Merv.
She's not
Garvey. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That'll work. You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time.
Right, I get what you're saying, Merv, because you're talking about it at that minute level. We're talking about the shareholders, those who could come back down and say, "No, we're not doing that because we don't know who this person is. If she's not an athlete, we're not rocking with that." We're talking about the shareholders. We're talking about those who
at a global level.
The global share. Think about this, Merv. And let me get this point though. Think about this. As big as Marvel is, right? The shareholders, they don't know nothing about Iron Man. They don't care about Iron Man. They don't care about Captain America. They just look at the dollars. How much money?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But they don't know. What we're saying is they don't know these people.
So y'all talking specifically about the shareholders right now. That's what y'all talking about.
Yes, the big dogs.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, you're right. Because shareholders don't give a fuck about all the, like you said, they don't care about the bottom line. All you gotta do is tell them we're gonna do this and this is gonna make the money. All right? But the shareholders, they don't involve themselves in decision making. That's what I'm talking about. The decision makers that's gonna give a yay, a nay to Meg Thee Stallion being on this fucking cover, know who the fuck Meg Thee Stallion is, and know that's another bag. And yes, Sports Illustrated is global. I'm not saying Sports Illustrated needed Meg Thee Stallion, but let me ask you a question. If you're a fucking millionaire and you can make another move that puts yourself closer to being a fucking billionaire, are you gonna do it? Is that a big thing? Are you gonna say yeah?
Of course, you know what I'm saying?
Of fucking course.
In this argument,
I'm saying all I'm saying is when they first went over to, and you know what I mean, they probably was getting this together over a year ago, right? You know what I mean, as of what to do. I'm guaranteeing the people, you know what I mean, were at the top that make the creative decisions did not know what the fuck to do. But somebody black in that room did. You know what I mean? And then boom, yo, let's go.
More than somebody black. They ain't just let one nigga make this decision.
No, I'm not saying you know what I mean, the nigga made the decision. I'm saying that he brought it up like, yo, what do you think about her? Who was that?
Yeah, and I guarantee you, several white people was like, "Yo, yeah, let's do that."
You giving them white folks too much credit. Trust me, I didn't walk in.
I didn't say all of them. I said all of them.
Shit they know before I told them what it was.
You gave too much credit. They probably do some research. Give us a report on this. Let us know what she's about. Let's listen to some of her music. And they probably listen to the music. They're probably like, she cute face, nice body. Let's go with it. And that's what the kids are into.
Man.
Kids are into.
I'm trying to tell you, these motherfuckers don't know what's cool until we tell them what's cool. You know what I mean? They don't know until we tell them. That's why our race is always the coolest motherfuckers on earth, because they don't know what's cool until we tell them.
Her manager wins the
If
MVP.
no white person knew who the fuck she was, they not letting that shit go down. They not letting her get on the damn cover.
I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean?
Y'all giving that one brother too much fucking.
No, I'm giving her manager flowers. I'm giving
I give him
flowers.
Yeah, hell of a salesman.
Yeah, shout out to that manager.
Shout out to the manager. You know
shout out to the manager and whatever firm they work for, because
it's a win-win. Listen, it's a win-win situation because guess what? We're talking about Sports Illustrated right now, and we are on Monday shows is sports and music, and music, and we've never talked about Sports Illustrated before until now, because Meg Thee Stallion is on. There's another lane. There's another bag. There's another way to get more money.
Well, we understand why we talking about it. I'm just saying, you know what I mean, for them talking about it, you know what I mean, for it took a little
of course, because she got a badass body. Yeah, of course. So listen, they knew what Meg Thee Stallion was. Now, granted, they probably, then you showing the damn picture, people like, oh, yeah, put that motherfucker on there.
What we're saying is, like, what did she do again? She's a singer, she's a rapper. What did she do again? That's what they're saying. Like,
look at that shit right here. Yeah.
What is your thing?
And Dre be like, yeah, put that motherfucker on.
You know, I'm trying to tell you, they don't know until we say it's the shit. You know what I mean? Power's the shit. Why? Because we said it first.
Right.
That's why.
Yep. Yo, do the knowledge, Merv, man. That knowledge be born, man. Yo, we at the 9 o'clock mark. Let's go ahead and bring in our esteemed guests before we go into the final half of our show. We got these brothers, man. Actually, some really good brothers. Had a chance to really chop it up with these guys behind the scenes. They had a chance to check out the shows over the past couple of weeks now. Gave some great critique. They got a good vibe of who we are. They have also been very supportive of the crew on all of our shows. Pretty much a mutual friend in Bobby. So shout out to Bobby for connecting us to these guys. These guys are actually doing some really, really good things. I'm excited for these guys, man. Just listening to their plan of attack and how they're going to really just take some things over, man. They're going to create a new lane and just house that lane. And I'm excited that we're all part of that ride with these guys, man. They're in the embryo stages of what they're about to do with the music. It's in our wheelhouse, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring on my man Troy, the Veep, Sasha, man. What it do, homie?
What's up, fellas? What's happening?
Yeah, what up? What up?
Yes,
Troy, what's up, man?
Verb, what's up? How you guys doing?
Yeah, we good, man. Good, man.
Hey, I hear y'all talking that stuff. But hey,
Troy,
hold up. Troy. I'm with you, Merv.
Okay,
Megan is bringing them dollars, dog. I'm with you. With you.
Thank you, Troy, for jumping on. We're going to take Troy out of here again. Forget everything that I said.
Oh, wow. I got straight deleted.
Yo, brother, we appreciate you hopping on tonight, man. We definitely was talking about blast music the last few weeks now, man. You guys got a beautiful thing going on over there, man. And we're really looking forward to the partnership and just being able to dive into you guys' mind, your psyche, what the plan of attack is for you guys. And man, we want to just toss it to you, kind of get an audience, man, some of the things that you guys are doing with Blast. What is Blast about? How was it founded? What's the players? Tell us what's going on with Blast, man.
Facts. First and foremost, thank you guys for giving me this time to be here. Shout out to my man, Bobby Blackjack. Thank you, my brother, for hooking us up. In short, Blast is a music promotional platform where an independent artist will get exposure. And we also have the platform set for them to monetize their business as well. So if in case they want to sell shirts, lanyards, pictures, even their songs, our platform is set to do that. And the beauty is we're pro artists. So in this case, 97% of the sale goes to the artist. We only take 3%. So we're just thinking about the artist.
Wow. What is the goal behind it? Is like, what's the bigger goal, man? Are you talking about trying to get a stable of artists? Or are you looking at this working on specific genres of music? Mm-hmm. What is the overall arc of Blast?
The overall of Blast is we're greedy. Let me show you. we got the globe on here because we want to take the world. We want all indie artists of all types, of all styles and cultures. We want it all. I want to hear something I never heard before and want to hear them show their expression through music. So that's what we're about. We're, no matter the genre, we'll take you in. Now, what I want people to understand, we're promoters. We do not say your music is good or trash. We don't do that. We don't judge. We promote, and that's all we do. So if you feel you got the chops, we'll take care of you. But the rest is up to you.
Right.
Yeah.
How did Blast form? How did the idea materialize into what y'all are right now?
Sure. Well, shout out to my boy Elliot. He's having a little technical issues. That's why he's not here yet, but he'll get in here. He is actually the CEO and founder of Blast. He had the vision for about 7 years. He actually put me on right before COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, we said, bro, we got time. Let's make it happen. Let's make this become a reality. And June 1st was our launch, and it's been a wonderful roller coaster ever since.
June 1st of 2020 or June 1st of 21?
June 1st of 2021.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Nick J saying, yeah, we definitely need a new innovative music out there. Absolutely. What separates Blast music from promotions? What separates you guys from just any other promotional group out there or anyone else that take care of independent artists? Because there's a lot of different groups out there.
Right.
What do you guys say exclusive to you guys?
I can't really speak for the others except what numbers that are out there, and I'll get to that in a second. But as far as myself, as a part of Blast, every single artist that I know that's serious, they know my face. They got my number. We have relationship as far as understanding, communication, and I get to vibe with that individual to find their strengths or their weaknesses, and I'm about building bridges. Just like me and Shawn hit it off first day one, we built a bridge, and now I'm extending it to my brothers up there, as well as my man Stacks whenever he comes around too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about to me. Collab Nation. It's all about collaboration.
Love that.
And we got a whole bunch of the East Coast collab, and we're trying to get a little more West. But the main thing is we want to have platforms for our artists to get their exposure. Nothing wrong with all East Coast, but there's a lot on the West too that I want to be able to expand to and to share with and to build with, because I believe collaboration is what's going to cause us to rise together, and we're going to make this happen together. That's the way I look at it.
Let me ask you a question. I always bump into first time artists, young artists, and things like that. And they have a project or they're putting together a project. Just like they need some push or something like that. Do somebody like me, might see somebody and just like, do I just send them to you guys like, check out Blast? You know what I'm saying? They can help you, with some marketing and promotion and things like that.
Most definitely. It's funny because I don't want people to think of us like an American Idol, but in a way, we kind of are. We house a place where people, whatever their talent is, they can actually create a stage, which is like a profile, so they can drop pictures, videos, and their music. And it gives then the fans that come to Blast to see what talent is out there. And the beauty is both sides is free. Artists can sign up for free, fans can sign up for free. And you can enjoy the platform in itself. When they're serious is when they start to take care of some of the tiers that we have. The best tier is the diamond tier. And let me give you the breakdown with that. The diamond tier will allow them to do live record. So let's say if they're out somewhere and they want to do a live performance, they can do that. They have the power to also sell virtual tickets. They can also chat with the fans live and direct. Sell their merchandise. I mean, sky's the limit. and we're only asking 25 every 3 months. We're not trying to get rich off our artists because we, Elliot and myself, were artists at one time ourselves. We understand it. The struggle is real. So we're making a platform where you can actually get out there and make your vision come to a reality. So that's what it's about.
Okay. So for me, I guess I lean on my man Marc when it comes down to giving me some new rhythms. I'm 41, right? And although Marc is at my same age, just turned 41, have belated birthday to my brother up there. Marc keep his ear to the streets because he have the young bulls in Philly that keep his youthful ear to the new wave of music. Like if something's going on, I'm like, yo, Marc, what's about this drill music? What does that feel like? What is that about? And Marc kind of is my ear to like that new sound of music. Do you guys have a go-to? Do you or L, do you guys have like a go-to person in the camp that you can say, I need someone to keep their ears to the streets to let us know what's really hot right now?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, right now, Elliot and I, being both old dogs ourselves, we're the ones that's trying to just keep everything new and fresh. We do not have anyone that's younger in our crew yet.
I think L is ready. I mean to cut you off, Troy.
Oh, yeah.
L, you ready, L? If you're ready, give me a thumbs up. I see L backstage. All right, cool. Bring L in.
My man.
What's up? What's up, peeps?
Yeah, what up?
Yo.
Sorry, had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but the Rock is in the building. The Rock is in the building.
Don't use that here. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. It's Queens get the money, and that's all that's acceptable right now. In this
Wow.
Yeah, well, you see somebody's a big Power Raising Canaan fan, so you know that's why that's happening.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. So I'm sorry we had to bring L on, man. Go ahead and continue, Troy, please.
And that's another thing about being old. You talking and you get disrupted, it go out the window somewhere. but as far as having someone that's young to have their ear to the ground for what's new out there, as I was saying, L, you and I have been pretty much the ones to keep our ear to the ground to hear what's new and fresh. Like we got some kids called the Lyrical Mafia, and they're from Nassau, Bahamas. And it's funny, their stuff sound like trip hop. But trip hop is an old term. Only those that know about it. So it sounds like trap music. So it's like, okay. So, but, you know, lyrically, that doesn't mean anything to me as far as it's nothing I vibe to because I'm not a part of that generation. But it's cool. But I'll still promote them, most def.
Yeah.
And I've already, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're not really turning down anyone. You know what I'm saying? It's about the fans, really. If the fans like them, fans rocking with them, then, you know, it's all good. They can be whatever they think they are, as long as they work at it and they, you know, have the work ethic and the drive to actually get better. If the fans are on there telling them, hey man, you know, you need to change this, or you know, this sounds a little corny, blah blah blah, and if they're not able to actually take that feedback and actually go and, like, you know, try and change something, they don't have to actually change themselves, but just take a little bit of that feedback, especially when you're trying to get fans to like buy your stuff. Because right now, you have to have fans. You know, you want people to actually know you. You want people to meet you, get to know you, know what's up with you, chat with you, vibe with you, you know, whatever. And if you could be on there, somebody say, man, you know, that like beat that you put on there last week was whack. You're like, man, you know what, man, fuck you, dog. That ain't gonna fly. You know, people ain't gonna like that. They're gonna be like, look, I'm just trying to rock with you, and like, you know, you don't want to rock back. So it's up to them. Okay, we're gonna do everything that we can, but it's the fans that are going to actually tell them, yo, man, y'all are hot. And if they're hot, then they're gonna go where they're supposed to go. If they're not, they're gonna go where they're supposed to go.
What's y'all as of right now? What's your main method, your go-to method to getting your young artists in front of the fans or or getting that exposure to them right now? What's your go-to right now to that initial exposure for your young artists?
Social media. Social media, social media, social media.
Do you have one? Okay.
Well, it's just more or less social media is our outreach. We literally are blowing up on Instagram. I think we just hit 1,100, so we're moving, and the fans are digging us. But it's up to the artist, though. Like El said, without the artist, we have no fans. So it's a true yin and yang balance right now. But overall, with what we do and some of the artists that we've been promoting, it's built us up pretty decently.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
People love music. People love
Facts.
music. And in order to whet the appetite for music, do you guys feel like it's necessary to really, really fine tune the artist that you're looking for? Is there a specific artist that, like, if you guys can think about Blast and what it represents, do you guys have a nomenclature of an artist in your mind that you can honestly say, this is what represents Blast? This is the pedigree of artists that we're looking for.
I can answer that one.
I got two.
And that is going to be a no. And I'm saying that because right now, if we want artists to actually be independent artists, which is, outside the box of what record labels and like radio stations actually want them to actually play. Think about it. There's probably a whole lot of like socially conscious artists that are out there. Okay. But you don't hear socially conscious stuff on the radio. Labels don't want socially conscious stuff. So there's probably a whole lot of stuff that are out there that like people just want to say. Okay. People want to put their music there so that they can say something in their music, but there's just no outlet for that now. I'm not saying that like that's all Blast is, but if they are out there and if they want to actually show something outside of the norm, come to Blast, put it out there. Because I always say people don't know what they like till they hear it. If they don't hear it, they don't know that they don't like it. We have all sat there and we probably were listening to something and everybody else say, man, you know what, that's some trash. And we like, shit, man, this is pretty dope. But in our mind, we're saying this is dope, even though everyone else is saying that it's junk. You know what I'm saying? So that is just the human nature, and we want our like artists to be basically as free as could be. Come up with it. If you think it's funky, you think it's rocking, you think it's jazzy, I guarantee it's going to be at least a few more people out there that are probably feeling or digging on the same thing that you're digging with, but they will never hear it anywhere else because everyone else will be like, man, yeah, I'm not putting that shit out there. That sounds whack. So no, there is no like perfect artist. Be you. We have one, the one that we interviewed last week. What's her name? Protomorphic. Protomorphic is not your like typical rapper. She's a white girl from Boston. That loves to just freestyle. You know what I'm saying? And you would have never thought that, but the girl can actually go. But her music is not for everyone.
Right.
But you got people out there though that are digging on her. So hey, put yourself out there and see what happens.
So let me ask y'all this. All right. So it's been since Bad Boy. Yeah, probably since Bad Boy Promotions. It's been a trend it's fluctuated up and down, but it's been consistent. So a lot of times after a record label or R&B or hip hop promotional group is formed, they look for that a certain style because it sells. So
Yep.
are y'all looking for y'all Foxy Brown, y'all Little Kim, y'all Meg Thee Stallion
No.
to help with the promotions and
No.
to like, because usually if you find that one that's like that, it rockets. A lot of
Well,
times it rockets.
well, remember genres have there's all different type of genres, and you're gonna have all different type of who's a big artist in that genre. So we're not looking for anything specific. We may say it would be nice to have a female rapper, or it would be nice to have a rock band, or whatever, or a jazz band, because we want these things. But as far as our intentional hunt down, no, we're open for whatever. Man, we got a Christian reggae artist, so we're open for everything.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
everything.
Nah,
We open.
We open for it all.
that's different. And I know Troy, you and I talked about this last week. You know, just Troy, for those who watch me, and Troy and I have been talking like almost every day. Just you know, sharing ideas, thoughts, and sights, and things of that nature. We were talking about music in specific, and we were just talking about beat layouts and rhythm, things of that nature. And one of the things that caught my attention was one of the artists that we're going to be talking about in the future here, real soon, Jay Sa. And we were just talking about he's from Vegas, and we were talking about the style that he has in comparison to what's out there right now. And when I think about Blast now, in my mind, I immediately go to Jay Sa, thinking about, okay, this is an artist that these guys are fully invested in at a very early stage in their upstart. And that was one of the things that caught my attention. How do you guys continue to have that kind of energy when you start creating a stable of so many different artists, so many different personalities, so many different layers of skills, etc.? How do you guys maintain that energy?
I love this, man. When you have something that you love that's not a job, you go to sleep thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it, and you're not tired. You have energy, you have passion. I mean, my partner will bust me because I love this stuff so much that I'm like Chester the Cheetah, just cheesing around everything and everyone that I'm dealing with because I'm happy. And it's nothing that I'm forcing. It's in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? So when you're doing something that you love, the energy will be there, the passion, the focus, all that will be there. So that's where I'm at. I can't answer for L, but that's your boy right here. What you doing now?
I think.
Frozen over here. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, dog. I'm like frozen like a mud over here. Ain't nothing moving.
I was gonna say, all right,
I was looking at myself there for a while. I'm like, damn, I'm moving around, ain't nothing happening. I'm like, what's going on here?
I thought
you were looking at that Meg Thee Stallion swimsuit.
Hey man, hey dog, I am frozen on that picture. If you don't see, I am frozen on that picture, bro.
Hey, for long as you hear you, so
we can still hear you.
So let me ask y'all this. I'm a young aspiring artist, and I hear about y'all. And y'all, I heard you say something about interview earlier. So we're doing an interview. So I'm assuming you're interviewing to see if y'all a good fit. I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of the young artists, when they meet y'all and y'all talk about partnership, they would ask, like, what connections do y'all have in the industry that we work, that you can maybe help me get closer to meeting this person or getting to know with this person that's established in the industry of a name drop, somebody that they'll hear, their ears will perk up and be like, you know what? These guys got something. I can work with them.
You want that, L? Or you want me to?
Yeah. So typically we're not looking to to like artists as a like partner. We don't want to manage them. We don't want we are strictly here so that they have a like avenue to actually promote their stuff to fans without having to go out, create your own website, get your own marketing team, build up something that has your own reports, build in something where like you can sell your music, build in something where you can sell your merchandise, put a like chat thing in it so that they can speak back and forth with their fans, put a like social media thing on it so that they can then communicate with everyone. We're not trying to like basically be partners with them. We're just here to like simply help them get to where they want to be. Okay, if they are using Spotify, if they're using SoundCloud, fine, keep your stuff there. Yeah. But use us so that we can let people know that, hey, I got some shit that's on Spotify and I got some shit that's on SoundCloud, because we all know that if you put it on there, they're not promoting it for you. Okay, right. They're not letting anyone know that, hey, so and so has something out here for y'all to listen to. Okay, we're letting them know, hey, y'all can come here, blast, keep 97% of whatever that you sell, but you still have your stuff streaming over there on Spotify and everything else. You can put whatever you want on your stage. You can let anyone know what you're doing on your stage. So it's different from Spotify, different from SoundCloud, different from YouTube, different from just putting your like stuff there and hoping that someone finds it. That typically doesn't work if it's just stuff that's out there, and if you're looking for something or someone to find it. We have to be more proactive. So want to push people toward that. In like advertising, it is called giving them a nudge. We want to nudge people toward what is happening, what is out there, what you want to look at, what you want to buy. We're going to give let me access to give people nudges, okay? And then we're going to come back in also and give them a nudge on like our platform to make sure that we let everyone know.
Man, but let me ask you a question. With the platform, when the artist sets everything, sets it up with Blast, can they post their like their social media and where they can be found on that?
No.
Just you, dog. Nah, I mean, I was just asking, like, if they already have some links, they just find out about Blast, it's like, yeah, that's a platform, I want to promote on and do my thing on there. Can they also post the links to what they already have, like, oh, this is my Twitter, or this is my Instagram, or something like that? You know what I mean? Yeah. On their Blast page.
Yes, because one of the functions of Blast is to share. So when you're blasting out your information, you click the Blast button.
We're showing what we got.
Well, they got everything. Give me a sec. When you click the Blast button, that's where you're able to select from the different social media sites. So Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it, Facebook, and so on and such and such. Right. And then they're able to blast out to those other applications that they share or that they have.
Is that like a one button authentic form? Like hit one button and it goes to each different media platform that you just mentioned, like a shotgun?
That would be beautiful. We're working on enhancing it, but right now, when you click on the Blast button, it'll give you the whole list of which one you want to pick, and then you can select from there. So we're getting all the little issues fine tuned.
Okay. So,
Yes, indeed.
all right. So y'all are for clarification for people that's watching, y'all are like the street
Yeah,
media.
and
You said
Like
you
L
still
having some
frozen.
difficulties.
Yeah, he
Okay.
got in some difficulties.
All right. So yeah, what I was asking, so basically, for
is
clarification, y'all are the
everyone froze.
the media street team.
Can y'all hear me? I don't hear nothing.
We hear you now, but we just don't see you yet.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you look like you're in a Star Trek movie right now.
It's space.
That must be that's that new Space Jam.
I also wanted to.
Gremlins all over the place, bro. I'm backstage now, so I'm all good. It ain't popping out. I don't know what's happening, bro. Can y'all hear me now?
Oh, he got internet issues. Seriously,
Yeah, we can barely hear you, bro.
Can y'all hear me?
I hear you now.
I can hear him. I just can't see him.
Yeah.
All right, let me get out. I'm gonna try to come back in.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on today, bro. I'll be back.
All right. Boy, those internet gremlins, boy, I tell you.
You are sensitive.
I wanted to add to one of the things that he didn't say. It is important to let people know that Blast does not own anything, meaning any music, videos, songs that are put on the stage, we don't own anything. That is the artist's property. The only thing we do ask them is to give us authorization to share with other platforms to get them exposure. So it's important that people know that, so they don't think that we're trying to take over on their stuff.
Is there a contract involved though?
The contract is basically very minimal when logging in. It's you know how you check boxes before you hit an agreement to sign in. That's basically saying that Blast has the right to reject or refuse anything regarding your account, nor is an explanation needed. Of course, you have to have that for people who choose to put the wrong type of pictures or videos up there to give us the power to delete that and so on. And everything is solely the responsibility of the owner, and just to give us authorization to share. But that's about the extent of the contract. With promotion, there's a lot less issues you got to deal with, because you're just saying, hey, take a look at this artist. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the extent of what we do.
So the artists they have a manager and they come with prepared music already.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all don't have a studio. Y'all not a studio. Y'all not managers. Y'all just promotion teams. So artists need to have their own manager, their own studio to put the music together. They just present you the product, and you get their product out to the world. Simple.
Like let me put it to you this way. Like Jsaw has zero social media. He doesn't have anything. But he was one of our Blast beta testers, which is why we were able to pour into him to test out our system. And because he has no social media, everything he does is exclusively on Blast. But he's been blowing up. My man's in a magazine. He got 2 interviews thus far. And people are loving his music, and he's been writing his butt off, man. He got like 19 songs on Blast already, so he's doing his thing. So all we did was just, hey, take a look at this artist. What do you think? Same thing. Hey, take a look at this artist. What do you think? We just promote. So there's nothing we take or anything. We just show it off to some other platform, and they take it from there and so on. So they'll interview him at their own time and stuff, and another one will want to interview him and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. Promotion.
So he just gave us a great synopsis of Blast just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What we're doing is not rocket science, but the simplest thing can make the greatest results. And all new people need is exposure. That's it.
Right.
Because all it takes is you to find that one right person that can change your life, you know?
Absolutely. Especially in this business. All you
Facts.
need is one ear that can rock with you and show you love some kind of way down the line. That's all you really need.
But the one main thing that I love about what we do is we're hearing all different types of music, yes. But what I love is that the artist can be totally original. They don't have to sound mainstream or, you know, a cookie cutter or what's out there. And, you know, no knock to that. That's what out there. But the styles we've been hearing is totally different. And it's refreshing, you know. Then you can really hear, you know, a real MC or a real singer or a real R&B or whatever. And they get to be whatever they wish to be because they're not held by contracts or anything like that. They can speak their mind.
Right. And being pressured by the labels.
Yes. So they've
then,
been doing good.
And then so we found everything out about Blast today, how it started, your mission, and you gave us your synopsis, and then in the wrap up before you go, don't you got your first artist that you just mentioned that's going to be the next, right?
We're trying to set it up for J-Saw to come see y'all hopefully by next week.
Okay.
Because he's already met Shawn and they hit it off real good. J-Saw is a real laid back guy. He's a regular Joe, and he loves hip hop.
Okay.
Very humble
man.
guy. Very humble guy.
Very humble, yeah. Welcome back, my brother.
I'm back, man. I'm not frozen. I'm not looking at Megan Thee Stallion's picture no more right now. I'm all good.
Well, by all means, have at it. Marc and Merv sure have.
Hey, man, that mean I just different topic, and I know y'all been already talked about it, but still, damn.
Yes, sir.
Hey, gotta have him on Wednesday show, Shawn.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, Rock, you got any remarks you want to say before we forward on? Because I just asked.
Hey, man,
You just gave us a synopsis of Blast, but you came back on nick of time before you left.
All right. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here. Happy, that is people that are out there that are, really, really trying to advance the art, the culture, the heritage, the everything. I've peep y'all out and y'all talk about damn near everything, and so with like guys like you and guys like Bobby and a few other ones that we met, we're just happy and like humble to actually be in the midst of such podcast gods out there like y'all, we just humble, bro. We just humble. Like I said, Blast is almost 2 years old. 2 months old now. So we just striving to make it better. Making sure that the artists are like taken care of first. Making sure that like basically what like ever situation that we put them in that is benefiting them as well as us and whoever else we are collaborating with. So yeah, bro. We just happy rocking and rolling, trying to make it happen for everybody.
Yes, sir. I look forward to working with y'all as well. And hopefully we get y'all hopefully we get y'all artists here next Monday.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
just have to keep us updated on that.
As far as I know, it's a done deal, and he's ready with wings on. He's a good dude, man.
He's ready. He's amped up, man. Really humble dude. Really enjoyed the conversation with the dude, man. it was very, very pleasant experience. So definitely looking forward to it. And you guys definitely have an ally in all of us.
We
You want to put my
appreciate
man Marc out there on the front street, but Marc would be a good person to reach out to when it comes to music. That guy has a good ear for music. Appreciate that, Nick. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick.
We really love hip hop. All of us do. We love music.
Yes.
And most importantly, man, I love what you said, collaboration. Because that's what we try to do. We try to, extend our hand to anyone that's out there that's rocking with us, because we're rocking with you guys. And we love what you guys are doing. We all part of the family now. You know what I mean? We all present right now, right? So, we all going to help each other out as we continue to grow this brand and continue to grow this thing. I don't want to speak prematurely, but we're all working on some collaborations behind the scenes, some reggaeton stuff that's coming. For anyone out there that loves reggaeton, I don't want to throw it out there yet because it's in the creative space right now. But we about to do something real big, something really, really, really big. Shout out to Bobby. We about to bring something to the table that's going to really whet the appetite for those who love that reggaeton and who really loves that toasting. You know what I mean? So we're gonna give it to y'all in the right way, in the right manner, and we're gonna do it big. So
no doubt, it's gonna be a blast.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Fellas, we really appreciate the love tonight. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Appreciate you guys taking time out your busy schedule to even rock with us tonight and just give your platform a chance to breathe on the God's platform. We really appreciate that. And definitely looking forward to a lot of things that we got in store. Definitely looking forward to it.
Facts, man. We appreciate you, but before you kick us out of here, I ain't gonna leave until we talk about some Marvel or something, son.
Oh, you're welcome to stay on, brother. You are more than welcome to stay on.
Yeah, man. Hey, that Loki show is sweet, man. I hate that it was only 6 episodes, man. I'm like, dang, it's over already?
Enough.
They killed me with the Falcon doing that. I'm like, 6 shows? Who do that?
Yeah.
Not enough. Not enough. You say you want more? You say you want more, right?
Are you not entertained?
More of that.
More of it.
I mean, when they first started, was it that WandaVision took a while. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was about to fall out on that because that took a while.
It was a slow burn. Definitely a slow burn.
Yeah, right. It ramped up though, but man, that beginning though, I was like, okay, what the hell going on, y'all? Yeah, what the hell got going on here?
Yeah, it did. We definitely, we're about to get into the Loki series recap. So you guys are welcome to stay on because we're about to go into our final stretch. We're gonna talk about Loki
stuff, man.
This is
what we do, though. We talking about comic book. We comic book nerds. So
welcome to the campfire.
Real right now.
Welcome to the campfire. We're going to finish out for those who are watching. Again, shout out to Blackjack TV, shout out to Zingo, shout out to Mile High Radio, Facebook Live. We're about to go into the final half of our show. We got the fellas rocking with us tonight. We got my man Troy, my man Rael. These guys are going to rock with us tonight. We're going to get into our Loki series recap. And then we're going to transition into our music of the night discussion, and that's going to be the Locks versus Dipset, and also the Mixtape Era. So this is kind of in you guys' wheelhouse as well in our final wrap-ups. So I'm gonna start with my man Marc because Marc had a chance to get into that Loki series. Marc, what are your thoughts, man?
Man, I'm gonna say like this: Loki is ridiculous. You know what I mean? From the start. I mean, his character is just all over the place, right? But he's like really one of these smart alecky kind of guys, right?
Right.
But when he, what I'm saying, when he was humble and he really had to think his way through the series, I think I was most impressed with that. Because he started out as a guy like, I just want to destroy everybody. You gonna pay for what you did. You gonna pay for how you talk to me.
Right.
But then he had the variant, had to figure out and navigate his way all the way to the end, and he didn't have the powers, and he didn't have, he really had to think. I thought that was very impressive because I'm just like, his mind, like really, really, really worked. It really works. And that was impressive, to see his journey to kind of get all the way to, talking to Kang. I'm not even going to go that far yet, but, just to kind of go through that journey. And it was a lot, he had to go through a lot of different worlds and everything like that. And this kind of introduced, all that multiverse stuff. So, like from before, if you didn't really get it, with Thanos and kind of what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
You're going to step more into that world. And the multiverse stuff, I'm like, as a kid, I really didn't get it because I seen it. We grew up on the Spider-Man cartoon, and there was an episode where it was 6 different Spider-Mans, and I'm like, well, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? But as you get to a series like this, then you start to understand, oh, this is the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? And this is how this thing is going. So I'm just like, man, it really, this series really made you think, and that was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? But it had enough action and enough this and that. So I enjoyed it, but you had to like go back, and just like, man, it was like, you heard like when you heard great lyrics or whatever. Like, what do you say? Wait a minute, I gotta go back and hear that.
Right.
You know what I mean? For a Nas to pull one over on me, I gotta go back and hear that, right? So it's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? This series. So that's what I, liked about it most.
I think this was the best series that Disney Plus has done, in which I was surprised by, because whoever thought years ago that Loki would be the one that you're talking about right now? Because you would think that Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in my opinion, I thought that Falcon and the Winter Soldier would be the best one, and it was good. It was isolated personal story. It was really good. WandaVision was a slow burn. I liked it. I liked when it ramped up and it kind of came, full circle. It was pretty dope. But this Loki series, out of the ones that came so far, this Loki series was a hit on every single episode because it set up the future of Phase 4 for MCU. It was the first time that Marvel actually showed a main villain that's going to be like the setup like Thanos was in an action. It was a very big risk for them to do this by showing Kang. And the story behind Kang is so complicated that you got to be careful about it, because the Kang comic book story is all over the place. You have to be like a comic book nerd out just to understand the complexity of Kang and everything that was mentioned. Who Jonathan Majors did a phenomenal job in that final episode. He killed that. I mean, he really killed it. Anybody who knows Jonathan Majors, he came from the Lovecraft Country fame. Did a really good job as Atticus in that show. But for them to cast him as Kang and being like the setup like Thanos was, and then show him in Loki the final episode, that was huge for me, for Marvel. That was huge, because now the implications of what Loki series has done, it bleeds out into the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium, because Kang is the main villain there, and it also bleeds into Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. It bleeds out into there, and it also bleeds into the Spider-Man No Way Home. So it's so many different tentacles that come from the Loki series that's now bleeding into Phase 4. It's like to the point where like, man, I cannot wait. Like, how long do we have to wait until the next big movie come out? So Troy, man, how does that get you, man?
But you know what?
Wait, Irv?
You were saying that, like, who would thought that it would be Loki, the one that we're talking about? But if you really think about it, Loki is almost the perfect Marvel character to do this, because one, personality-wise, he can match it with anybody else for his personality, with his one-liners, and he's played both sides of the fence. He's been the main villain, and he's also been a person. He's also been one of the Marvel people that's also tried to help save the world. So he's been on both sides. So many, the way they have set Loki up until now, as far as like the Marvel movies and stuff, there's so many different angles that you could come with using Loki. Yeah. And plus, he's one of the villains that have that gravitating person. That he got a little bit of gravitating personality, or what? Almost like for people that seen Walking Dead. Oh shit.
Negan.
Negan.
Yeah.
He almost has like that Negan personality in the Marvel world. And even though Negan was a villain, people he still attracted people. Fans like him just because he was the way he was.
Right.
And that's similar to how Loki is. So it's almost like before, who would think? But then when you look back, hindsight 2020, like he's almost the perfect person to kind of set all of this up.
Man, and one more thing, Merv, it looks like, with Loki, from this series, he started out as villain, but kind of ended up anti-hero.
Yeah, just like in the movie.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, I'm like, you're gonna love him, you're gonna hate him. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it makes him a great character.
What are your thoughts, Troy?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, there's two main things that I remember most of this series. The first one was, like you said, he came in all pious and deitous and whatnot, and how dare you speak to me and blah 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 and stuff.
Yep.
And then when he went back to see that he was the culprit that caused the death of his mother and his dad,
that was huge.
It brought him from a god to almost human-like, because you saw the first time he sincerely felt something, and that was like, whoa, okay. Now the part I'm still trying to wrap my head with, especially in episode 6. Now, mind you, so in the timeline, they're all Lokis, from Gator to girl to brother to him himself. So to the fact that he kissed himself, who was a female, in the future, it gets no bigger of a narcissist than that. Would it be correct?
Right.
He fell in love with himself. So I was like, yo, hey, even though the comic books had a lot of this, out there, for Marvel to put that together, somebody was smoking some seriously good bush with some pine sol attached to it. Because them ideas is woof.
It's so layered, man. I don't know how. Like, Marvel always hit it on the head with the writers, man. Because to think about that, this guy fell in love with a female version of himself as a variant in a different timeline.
Right.
That is so many layers to that. But Tom Hiddleston, the guy who plays Loki, he does such a phenomenal job as an actor.
He was acting his butt off, man.
Emotion, because we as fans, we live those things that he was seeing, right? Because we was living over for the past 7+ years now, or 5+ years. He saw when Thanos killed him. He saw when a decision that he made led to his mother dying, and you could see the emotion in his face when he was watching these different fragments of mistakes that he made throughout this entire course of life. And it changed him. It made him like, yo, because keep in mind, this is the crazy Loki. This is Loki after the first Avengers movie. Although the test or the Mind Stone were kind of manipulating him at the time, making him a little bit more edgy or more darker. But this was still crazy Loki, who was like, the thorn is mine, and I'm going to put all of my vengeance on Earth and Thor. So this is still him in an arrogant way. He didn't go through the maturation process that we saw in Thor Ragnarok and the other movies that he was part of. So he was seeing everything that was going to take place eventually, and it broke him down in that room. And man, it was just, Owen Wilson did a phenomenal job. We always know Owen Wilson to be a comedic genius, but he done a phenomenal job in this show. So, Ella, what are your thoughts on the show, man?
Hey, man, I just hope that y'all can hear me again, because I'm still here looking at Megan again.
I was just sitting there really tuned in.
Again, dog. But hey, what I like about it though is that Loki was really, really humble in this particular series. Okay, because we already said it. He is one of the most arrogant ones that are out there now. Everything is his, everything is mine. You got to bow down, blah blah blah. But when he learned that, the whole variant thing and the whole time keeper thing and everything else was, you know, a lot of that stuff wasn't exactly the way the like timekeepers said that it was going to be. Really, I mean that the ones that was sitting up there wasn't real. When old girl went up there, chopped his head off, and then the head came down, and they was like, "Oh, this ain't real," blah blah blah. That right there was a complete turning point in that series to me, because now everyone's like, "Okay, who the heck is real? Is this whole thing here real? Is the whole thing fake? Is it just you know, someone else that's out there?" And we found out who it was later. Like I said, it was Kane that was actually manipulating all of this. Right. And it's just so dope how, as you say, Marvel write this stuff. Write this stuff with it being in mind that, hey, this is going to lead to this. This is going to lead to, you know, whatever. And I just love how they write, how they do things, and that was one of their best series. Me personally though, I would still probably give Falcon and Winter Soldier a little bit of an edge over it. But I love Loki though.
Yeah, of course. I won't be mad at you for putting Falcon and Winter Soldier up there. It's for the culture, right? You know, for the culture. I won't be mad about that. I just think Loki has the bigger implications on the MCU moving forward.
Definitely.
Yeah, just because of the reach. I'm hoping that it meets the expectations, because you have to follow and understand Kang the Conqueror as a fan to appreciate what they're about to bring with Kang into this fold.
He's hoping.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know about Kang, and his story is so complicated.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this: have Marvel disappointed us yet?
Not yet.
They haven't.
I haven't seen it. Nope.
They have.
At least not recently.
Yeah.
Not recently. So, this is a big risk.
They got enough sampling that I'm expecting them. I'm expecting them to do what's needed to pull it off.
See, like I said, not recently, because if we want to start nitpicking, we could talk about them old Hulk movies that they shouldn't have made. We could talk about them Punisher movies they shouldn't have made.
The first Punisher was dope. The one with what his name, Michael Jane, I think that's his name. But that first Punisher was really good, man. With John Travolta as the villain.
Like first one with Dolph Lundgren.
Yes, the one with John Travolta.
No. We're talking about the first one with like Dolph Lundgren.
It had Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, with Dolph Lundgren. No.
They're going way back. Hey, they're going way back.
Yeah.
That was terrible, man.
And they're going back to when HBO was dominating the movie channel.
You know it, bro.
Right there, bro.
Like I said, we was all happy and said, "Oh man, we got a puzzle movie coming out." We're like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, man. But yeah, lately, Marvel's been dominating movies, definitely TVs, and now they're gonna get into animation. DC, holla at your boy.
Yeah, DC is done. We were just talking about that earlier. Definitely destroyed DC.
Only one DC show that's banging is Titans.
Titans off the chain, man.
That's my show.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, with DC, the TV people and the movie people need to collaborate, which they don't do. You know what I mean? And that's a big problem.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
DC better hope Zack Snyder don't cross over to Marvel. It is really a wrap.
So they're talking about Zack Snyder possibly doing Ghost Rider.
Ooh.
Okay,
man.
So that one with old boy, the first and the second one, it better be a different Ghost Rider, different script, everything, because I couldn't stand neither one of those Ghost Rider movies.
You talking about Nicolas Cage?
You can't.
Nicolas Cage use Ghost Rider.
Not down there walked out of that second one. I was like, this ain't it, bro.
Now when they had, what was that, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then they did Ghost Rider on that.
I like that one.
That was dope.
That was
dope. Yeah. Ooh, man.
So I'm excited about Loki series. I'm excited about Marvel in the future. We're going to get all the good stuff. We're going to get the Fantastic Four really soon. We're going to get X-Men. There's a lot coming in the pipeline for Marvel, man. That's really setting everything up. A lot of recon stuff. I'm glad that Jonathan Majors getting an opportunity. We got a good. This is brother. This brother is really working his behind off. And he's really going to get his just due in the Marvel universe as the main villain. And I'm excited to see this happen, especially for a character like himself. Good guy, workaholic when it comes to acting, and he finally got his break, man. He's going to kill it. I'm sure he's going to kill it.
No
So,
doubt.
more to come. Fellas, let's go ahead and dive into our main topic. We only got like 30 minutes remaining. Before we get into that, I want to give rest in peace to the legend.
Yeah, man.
Man, Biz Marquis, man, the legend, man. It was a sad day in hip hop. We lost another legend, man, off of the pantheon of hip hop pioneers, man. The bebop legend, the clown prince, just a overall good dude, man. For things that you heard about Biz, never heard anything ill about Biz, man. So this one really hits the hip hop community a hard way. I know there was some fake reports a few weeks ago that he had passed away then, but now the reports came out over the weekend and it's actually true. So we lost another legend, man. So rest in peace to the brother Biz Marquis, man, and definitely prayers to his family that they can get through the challenging times in their lives with his passing.
Yeah, that's sad.
Man, so fellas, for our final piece, we got the Dipset and the Locks, man, the Warlocks and the Diplomats. Yo, Merv, I'm gonna kick it to you, man. What are you thinking, man?
Yo, right now, I'm not even thinking about the verses right now, because they're cool, right? But it's like, it's like old school. You know what I'm saying, Shawn? If me and you go on the basketball court, we go play football. We cool as fuck right now on the pod. In real life, we cool as fuck.
Right.
But the minute we start playing the sport, and nigga, you not on my team, for those 60 minutes, you mean not a motherfucking thing to me. That's just how the fuck I am. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like Stacks is my childhood best friend. We play football together, right? And they put us together on like a hitting drill. And I'm knocking him on his ass, and the coach can be like, "Hey, ain't this your goddamn one of your best friends?" I said, not between these lines. So, yo, you got Dipset and you got the Locks. And only thing they're doing right now is like, yo, is talking shit. Styles P said, yo, I don't know who encouraged them to either step up against us, but they're gonna get buried on August 3rd. And Styles P is like, shit, I thought they would have to get Jay-Z, Nas, and bring Big back from the death to goddamn battle us. So the banter and the shit talking between Styles P, Jim Jones is stepping up. So that's the main shit that's intriguing me right now with all the shit talking, because whenever that day comes, someone gonna have to back this shit up. Have to back this shit up.
Yep.
Because they talking, this is probably the most shit talking between any verses to date.
Yeah. I mean, Mark.
And my money on Styles P and the Locks, by the way, for the record. So there's no goddamn confusion, or for clarification, my money is on the fucking Styles P, the Locks, the Warlocks, Jada, Sheik Luch. I'm on record by saying that shit. I'm good with that.
Mark, what are you thinking, man?
Man, I'm like they talking heavy right now. Jim Jones said if anybody aligns themselves with the Locks, that means Diddy. That means anybody who ever did a record with him. If you or Swiss Beats, they were just like, look, I understand you verses. If you jump in this thing, you gonna get it too. Like, so everybody's being called out right now. I'm like Dipset. I think like I said, I think they have more hit records. But I'm like, if the Locks hits that stage hard and performs and really just gives that energy, they can take it. And I'm gonna say like this: I thought Fab had more hits than Jadakiss when they battled, but Jadakiss beat him in the verses because he had the energy, he had the crowd going. He went heavy street anthems, and I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? If the Locks, they can win it, you know what I mean, for using that strategy. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be tough, but I think the team, the group that wins is going to be the group that has the most energy. Whoever has the most energy is going to win that. If you have, I don't care what record you got. If your energy, if you come out there like, whatever, you lose it. And it's in Madison Square. And it's going to be a lot of people there. Yeah. If you don't bring that energy, you lose it. Plain and simple.
Absolutely. Troy, L. This is from our cloth right here. What do you guys think about this versus coming up? What do you think about these two groups, man?
Well, I'm gonna speak for myself to be 100%. I've been missing verses ever since because I guess they're on a Sunday. So my head is always elsewhere. The last verses I saw was Beanie Man and Bounty Killer.
Yeah, that shows you best.
Exactly. Yeah. That one had me so hyped. I was like, yo, loved it. But the main reason I remember at that time seeing that, I was showing L, look at the fans and the comments. You couldn't even read them because it was just roop, roop, roop. It was just rolling out. Yeah. But so I apologize. I'm spectating, looking at you guys and agreeing and whatnot. So you guys keep on.
Hey, that's honesty right there. That's transparency.
Hey, that's honesty for your ass right there.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Absolutely. Especially
keep it 100.
Well, this one is on the Tuesday. This one's on the Tuesday night at 9 p.m.
Yeah, hey, better than it be on football time because I'll be watching football, son.
Yeah, I agree.
Yo, this is major, man. I mean, you got to, like Marc said, you can't look at this from a position of, it's not about lyrics. Lyrically, you can't even get close to the Locks if you were any group, in my opinion, right? Lyrically. But when you're talking about anthem, you're talking about energy, when you're talking about just the vibes that this battle can really bring, my heart is telling me Dipset. My mind is telling me Locks. I'm torn because Cam can get up there and do his infamous joint, get what is song, Marc? Get 'em girl. I get the boosters booting, got computers puting, y'all get shot at, call me, I do the shooting. So I mean, if you're Cam, because those guys have so much swagger, right? Because Jim, Cam, those guys have so much swagger, they're gonna come on that stage like they're untouchable, honestly. And they're very competitive. So that's gonna make it that much more worth the while. Like Marc said, like Kiss had his battle already with Fab, and he smoked Fab. I think Fab won like 2 or 3 rounds, and Kiss won like 17 or 18, something crazy like that.
And that was because of the energy.
Because of the energy.
The energy that he brought.
Right. Fab couldn't even touch the energy. My concern with this battle is that Cam, well, you can say what you want about Cam. Cam has a good ear for music. Cam, what Kanye said, Cam got the shit to pop. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Beans or Bleak, but Cam was the one that kept that torch burning for the Rock for a minute because Jay was the only hitter in the Rock camp. You know what I mean? Beans was doing what Beans do. Beans is the best lyricist, in my opinion, on that Rock roster. But Cam was the one that had the momentum. You know what I mean? When you got Old Boy dropping and you hear that beat, the girls say, boy. When you hear that, it's different. It's different. And you're playing this at Madison Square Garden in New York. It's gonna be a tough night for the Locks, man.
I'm gonna say like this, man. If Cam come out with the pink on, I really don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He rolled out with the pink on. I don't know.
Yo, how can you?
But I'm gonna say, and I said this before, right? I'm just like, yo, you have to have influence if you had dudes rocking pink. Like, you have to be an influential dude to get other dudes to rock pink. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. I'm like, man, this is
And
wild.
Merv,
I
don't
go up to New
forget.
York and see boys with pink on. I'm like, this is wild.
Right, I never wore pink like that.
It was wild to me.
They were on it. And Merv, don't forget, everybody was rocking different color bandanas. People forgot there was no color lines anymore. Dipset brought different color bandanas. You had yellow, pink, blue, purple. They were just, they had a whole different movement. You wearing the bandana under the hat. You wearing a towel under the hat.
So
big
cool.
jerseys.
So what I'm hearing from y'all, on the 3rd, if they turn that bitch into a fashion show, then Dipset win. But we ain't talking about no fucking fashion show. We talking about goddamn anthem. We talking about fucking energy. We talking about goddamn features. We talking about all that shit. That
energy.
Getting their motherfucking bag.
Energy is going to decide this.
Listen, that's all.
Energy is going to decide this.
Merv, that's
but
all.
I'm gonna say like this:
if they got
the energy
lyrics,
is equal,
man, they got lyrics, they got energy.
Listen, if the energy is equal in Cam Rock and Pink, I'm giving it to Dipset. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, man, you don't understand, man.
Cool.
That's crazy.
I'm rocking with the Ghost. And I'm not talking about fucking Omari. I'm not talking about motherfucking Power either. I'm rocking with the fucking Ghost. I'm rocking with J to the Noir, Kiss to the Death. I'm rocking with motherfucking Chic Luch. Alright? I'm going with Styles P shit talking. I'm going with Styles P backing that shit up. Jim Jones, when it comes to Styles P, he's a fucking imposter. They're gonna have to fucking ride Cam coattail that have a chance.
But they don't. They can start out with Cam, but they can go heavy on Jimmy. They can go heavy on the Diplomats, period.
It's going to come down to the energy. I'm telling you, it's going to come down to the energy. The group that has more energy is going to win.
Absolutely.
If you basing this off of energy, right? You keep saying it's going to get off energy. You really think Dipset is going to have? We're not talking about album versus album. We're talking about energy. You really think Dipset is going to be able to match the Lock's energy?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what it's based on.
I don't think so.
They may start passing. You got to think about anthems, dude. Anthems. Like, when they play I Really Mean It, when you hit that Just Blaze beat come on, they're going to go crazy in the garden. Like,
but here's the thing, right? Like I said, if we were just talking about straight locks versus straight Dipset, you're right. But we're not talking about locks versus straight Dipset. When you do the verses, is your song or anybody you featured on, or like you got other shit that you get in the bag. So when you talk about anthems, the Locks have been a part of so many other people's anthems that they, like, for example,
so is Cameron.
So is
Cameron.
So, like, hey, like they can play Niggas Done Started something.
Yeah, they can. They can.
You know what I mean?
Like,
but I'm like Cameron, you know what I mean? He was on. He was with, you know what I mean, with Jay-Z. Like,
right. But in the New York City,
for example, them records anytime he want.
Dude, Cam could start the whole joint off with "Welcome to New York City." That could be his first song out the gate for him.
I mean, man, Cam can go ahead and do Horse and Carriage and bring fucking Mace out. Like
that wins him 3 rounds. That wins people Horse and Carriage that wins him 3 rounds.
Y'all do know Locks have shit with Mace too, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying,
matter of fact, they got a lot of shit. They got a lot of shit that they're on together that they can fuck around and play.
But that Tina point, Jada has played a lot of his joints on his own battle, so he got to be careful. And because both of these groups are,
he's going to use some of those records, though.
He's going to have to. He's going to need it. But because these guys are so arrogant, I don't think that they will go deep into their personal, like their individual bag. I think they're going to go with posse cuts because they're so arrogant that they're going to be like, look, we can beat you as a group. You heard what Styles P said? It's like, yo, we the holy trinity of this rap thing. You got to get Nas, J, and Big to battle us. Those guys are arrogant and cocky and confident. So they're going to lean into their own bag. which would be the Locks bet not do that, honestly, because the Locks street albums are dope, but you cannot play street albums against anthems. You cannot do that. You can't.
Listen, did Jadakiss do that? Because Jadakiss did that, he would have lost the Fab. Jadakiss already know the fucking formula. He's already been on here. He got experience.
Fab ain't Dipset. Fab ain't Dipset. Fab ain't Dipset. Fab ain't Dipset.
All I know is when they first put Jadakiss versus Fab, everybody was giving Fab the victory.
I don't know how.
Everybody was giving Fab the victory, and you know what? They were saying the same shit that you and Marc saying right now.
I don't know how to give Fab the victory. If Fab didn't have a chance.
And they were saying the same shit.
I don't know how
like
to
I
get
said, man.
Though.
Locks, for Locks gotta have the energy, and they gotta go heavy. Heavy.
So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. All right. Locks, Dipset, everybody included. You got Dipset plus the individuals, and you got the Locks plus individuals. Who y'all go with? Who has the best? Who's your choice for the mixtapes? We just talking about mixtapes right now between the Locks and the Dipset. Just mixtapes. Who y'all going with?
Yeah, but Dipset was more albums. You know what I mean? For real, like,
Hey, hold on. I just said we're not talking albums.
No, but you know what I mean? That's all. That's really just for you asking a question to get the Locks to win. Because
I'm not talking about verse
mixtape.
I'm past verse. I'm not talking about verse right now. I'm talking about mixtapes. Like who you got?
Locks made more mixtapes.
You talking about songs on like mixtape and straight up Locks, man. Locks got
more mixtapes than for the Dipset.
The Locks got more mixtapes.
Yeah,
they got way more.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to think about it. The Locks made a bunch of mixtapes when they was trying to get off Bad Boy. You know what I mean? Shit, half the mixtapes is from that. You know what I mean?
Okay. The whole
they was trying to kill Puff. You know what I mean? To get off Bad Boy.
The whole D Block movement was different.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Like, I don't think there's an argument that the Locks are better rappers, better lyricists.
That's what I'm saying.
No one is paying attention to lyrics in these verses. No one, like, really, people want to be able to, like, really rock out, because this is a New York centric battle. So they're going to want to go with what moves them. Who's closer to that age group that was rocking with Dipset? It's that younger group right now that was rocking with Dipset because of that movement. When they start talking Dipset and that whole movement, that movement was powerful, man. That movement was powerful. And I love the Locks. The Locks, I got Jada and Styles in my top 10 of all-time rappers, period. You know what I mean? And Sheek Louch. Don't sleep on Sheek Louch catalog. After Taxes is one of my favorite albums.
That album is good.
That album
is very underrated.
Absolutely. Sheek Louch doesn't get the love and respect that he should get, in my opinion, because Styles and Jay are so tough. But Merv, listen. When Cam come out that mug and start playing some joints from SDE, because he probably going to do it. He's going to probably play some SDE joints. He's going to play some joints that he had with Clue. Don't forget, man, Cam was on one at one point. Don't confuse
Purple Haze, Kanye?
Yes. Them joints get Kanye?
Okay. All right. Y'all right. Y'all, they had that Dipset movement. That shit was major.
Absolutely.
All I'm saying, when we talk about 20 verse 20, those three, and when you include features, I'm going with the Ghost. That's all I'm going.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Styles P, play that BMF. That should be one of the first orders of business to play his verse from BMF. The first orders of business to do that.
I don't think he'd do it, but he has to. He gonna need those. He gonna need that. And like Tina said, D Block was more to a certain order. We love D Block because you want to put your Timbos on, your hoodie, your champion hoodie, and stump somebody out. Like that's that D Block Locks feel, right? But that Dipset was like, I'm gonna get fly, you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna stun on people. Man.
Me personally, I think it's gonna be records from Styles P, from Jada, that we're not going to get to hear because
Right.
it might not be like a battle movement type of thing. I'm like, shit, that song from Styles, I'm Black, that's my shit.
Right.
But I know we ain't gonna hear it on that
You're
Tuesday.
not gonna hear
We're
it.
not gonna hear Still Feel Me on that Tuesday.
Right.
We're not gonna hear Yell Me What You So Mad At on that Tuesday.
Right.
I'm like, Jada was in his bag on that shit. But I don't know if we gonna hear them records.
We're not.
That's
Those
gonna
don't hit hard
hurt him a
enough,
little
man.
bit.
Those don't hit hard enough. Those don't hit hard enough. They ain't gonna hit hard. They're not versus songs.
It's not.
They're not versus songs.
Yeah.
Right. Yo,
And I
Marc,
think that's some of the better shit from them, but we ain't gonna hear them.
we ain't gonna hear it. And here's my last point before we go into the mixtape era, because for one, I thought about it for a split second, like I want to go to that concert, and then reality hit me. Like, nah, Shawn, you can't go to that concert because something is going to happen. You're going to want to fight somebody because these artists, they do fight music. Like when you go to a concert, like you got Dipset on one side, the Locks on one side. So you're going to have people who's rocking with the Locks and those rocking with Dipset. You're going to go there and you're going to look at somebody like, yo, what do you say to me? And no, man, I didn't say anything. I was just listening to like, you say something, my dude. Like, what's good? Like, you're gonna have that kind of energy. You know what I mean? You're gonna go there with the energy about something.
If a nigga step on your goddamn shoes,
and nerve, they're gonna play that. They're going to play that. I was in Japan and they played this, and I remember we beat this. We're gonna say, oh, that was 20 years ago. Yo,
allegedly.
If Twins say, if a nigga looking in your face wrong, what you gonna do? Wow, and we look at the dude like, yo, what? You say something? You say something like that kind of music. It takes you into that arena of life. I'm 41. I have a 9-year-old who depends on me to make a living for her and my beautiful wife. I don't want to go there and get into a situation because I know what's going to pursue after that. I'm a grown man now, but I still kind of want to go just to see what happens. I just want to see what happens.
But you know what though? It reminds me when Rockefeller came to Philly, Jay came to Philly, and the whole state property, was on stage. I'm like, it's just with old ass gangsters, were in the audience, really just trying to punch people in the face, like, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we on the same team here.
Right.
Young boy don't know what he's talking about. Oh, like,
and
I don't know, that was crazy.
Marc, this is dangerous.
Crazy ass concert, for real, so I can see something like some shit like that happen.
It's dangerous because you got Harlem in the room, you got Yonkers in the room. Harlem already think that they are the barrel of all barrels in New York, right? Anyone from Harlem, they be like, we just swag different. We got a whole different lingo. Like Harlem is so different than other barrels because they think they're number one barrel, right? So you got that energy in the room too. It's gonna be, man. I just want to see people fight. Like let's forget the stage for a little while. Let's pan the camera to the crowd. Let's see what the energy look like in the crowd.
Oh boy!
I think the actual verses will be straight, but nigga, the parking lot afterwards, it's gonna be one of them nights that you don't want to close the club down. I mean, you don't want to close verses down. When they get the song 17. All right, y'all ready?
Go.
I'll find out who win that motherfucker on social media.
Right.
That's when you cut on your Instagram. That's when you cut shit on, as you walk out.
Song 17. Unless you about them shits, you need to get the fuck on.
You got it. Yeah.
Song 17. It's time to fucking go.
Absolutely. So man, just to wrap it up, let's dive into the mixtape era, man, because both of these artists, these tremendous groups, man, they really made a big scene on the mixtape era, in the mixtape market. Jada had one of the best runs. We had the Champions here, which is one of my
Green Lantern. That was nice. I like that.
Green Lantern, who by the way is one of the most underrated DJs that I've ever witnessed. I've seen him live, and he kills it. But I want to throw it to you guys and just get your thoughts on the whole mixtape era, because these two groups came from a mixtape era as well.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, hold on real quick. Hold on. Let me say something real quick before you jump in there. So I wanted to look up to try to look at the origin, right?
Absolutely, Tina.
So hip hop mixtape first appeared in the mid '70s, in the mid 1970s in New York City, featured artists such as Cool Herc, Erica Bambaataa. In the mid 1980s, then DJs such as Brucey B began recording their live music and selling them as mixtape, which was soon followed by other DJs like Kid Capri and Doo Wop. So that's kind of like the origins of the the mixtape era, how it began, and then it formed and began and grew to what we know it as. So I just want to give a little bit of origin from the hip hop.
Did you get that from episode 3? That's when I talked about the origins of mixtape. Did you get that from episode 3? Or did you Google that? Because
I'm about to give you some fucking credit. No, nigga, I got that from Google. I ain't get shit from you. I got it from Google. I did my research.
Relax. I'm just making sure because I talked about that on episode 3. But thank you. Thank you for listening. And tuning in.
Nobody even remembers episode 3.
Huh? Oh shit, Marc failed?
No, I'm good.
Yo!
Had to make sure I'm good.
Yo!
I'm good.
Yo!
I thought about that. That's
wild out on your ass.
Dang. Look like you slid under the table,
I
dog.
No, I'm good.
I thought you said for real. Yo, facts, Tina. DJ Green Lantern is bananas. His mixtapes were on point, absolutely. But yeah, so Troy, what are your thoughts on the mixtape era, man? You was an artist yourself. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on the mixtape era?
Ooh, I'm gonna be telling my age. Shoot. I remember when mixtapes was all about that. Like, remember the big old boombox with the 8D batteries that used to take?
Absolutely.
Having a mixtape can make you the tightest dude ever or the wackest dude. It can really make or break you. So I remember them days, pop locking and everything. Now, forgive me. I'm not always in the pipeline like you guys are. Is mixtape making a comeback or it never left? What's the verdict on that aspect?
I'll say comeback, big way.
Yeah.
Come back in a big way. You know, it died a little bit, but then, you know what I'm saying, you know, with some of the newer artists, you know what I mean, that came out in the last, you know what I mean, probably decade or whatever, right? I mean, it launched their careers. Like, you know what I'm saying, where they could be, you know, center stage. Me being in Philly, I seen it firsthand with Meek Mill.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It put him with Jay-Z. If it was no Flamers and Flamers 2, Meek Mill would have never been on MMG. He would have never been signed by Rock Nation, you know what I mean, ran by Jay-Z. It would have never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's how important, you know what I mean, for the mixtape is. If you look down Atlanta with Migos, you know what I mean, couldn't even really get on anything. And then they launched their joint. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, Migos the hottest group in rap. You know what I mean? Drake, if you look at what it did with Drake, right? You know what I mean? Jay Prince's son, Jazz, you know what I mean? Help him put that together. You know what I mean? That's how he got the Cash Money. You know what I mean? If that first mixtape and it had like 3 singles off that mixtape, but if that mixtape would have never, if they wouldn't have made that connect with Baby and Lil Wayne, it would be no Drake. That's how important the mixtape is because it made some of the biggest stars in the game today.
Shit, that's how 50 came back from being after he got shot and whatnot. He went to the streets, and that's how he started pushing. Matter of fact, I think we talked about it when Jay-Z was telling his camp, like, yo, y'all need to really start flooding the streets right now. Jay-Z said that to like Beans and Bleak and Rocket were like, yo, y'all really need to start flooding the streets with music right now. 50 Cent is coming. And how you know 50 Cent was coming was from his mixtapes. Usually before a rapper blow up, you get the buzz in the streets, all right? And the buzz in the streets usually come from the mixtapes that's getting airplay, and getting, you heard that new 50 and start buzzing around the clubs and the cars, and then that's usually the buzz starts there, and then goes into the record deal. Like that's your prequel in the hip hop game. Your prequel is the mixtape. You gotta have that blazing as mixtape most of the time.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna tell you one thing, whoever does your mixtape, as the DJ or whatever, you have to have a good working relationship with him. Now I seen that go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because Beanie Siegel had the mixtape out with Cosmic Kev. You know what I mean? That whole thing went sour. He whooped his ass. Beanie Siegel was banned from the biggest radio station in Philadelphia.
Ron G was a beast.
That definitely hurt him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? By doing that. So you have to have a good relationship with who you're going to get to do the mixtape. You know what I'm saying? You see DJ Drama, how he did Young Jeezy. That was a successful partnership that pushed Jeezy, even further, than where he was. So I'm like, the mixtape, if it's done right, it can really push you, past, where you even think that you can get to. But it got to be done right.
Yeah, absolutely. And Troy, to answer your question in the beginning about, do we see mixtapes coming back, or did it die? It didn't really die. It had to go underground a little bit more, because you think about the situation with DJ Drama. Drama got raided. That was a big situation. We had DJ Chuck T on here last year. Shout out to Chuck T. He definitely did some work behind the scenes for us. But Chuck T was also part of that wave, and this was during the time when Lil Wayne's entire album got leaked, and DJ Chuck T was actually credited for leaking that album. That was the Carter 3, I think his biggest album. That was the one that had Lollipop on it. He had Lollipop. He had what is it? The song A Milli. Yeah, that joint on. That was his biggest album to date, and that was during the time the album got leaked. And DJ Drama got raided by the feds, because a lot of the DJs were getting clipped by the feds because of mixtapes. Because in the city, you could buy a mixtape from the local bodega. You could have bought a mixtape from any hood you go to, and it was always there. Like, DJs would just go and pull and pirate some music and put it on one CD, and it was a mixtape. When they started making it more commercial was when some of these artists were fighting their labels. Because keep in mind, labels ain't making money from mixtapes at all. That mixtape money goes into a different bag. And Marc hit it on earlier, and so did Marc. You got to think about some of the most successful guys who we're looking at superstars and juggernauts now, where Kanye West, for example, when he dropped the Get Well Soon joint, this is like pre-graduation, late registration. This was pre-dropout, you know what I mean? And he dropped this mixtape. Without that, I don't know if The Rock would have had a lot of confidence in letting Kanye jump on, because he had to prove himself. He had to really, really prove himself. And then you think about another mega artist like Lil Wayne. People be saying, "Yo, we want the mixtape Wayne to come back."
Yeah, mixtape Wayne.
That Wayne probably had the best run out of majority of the artists when it comes to mixtapes, because he made a whole different name for himself. He was able to sharpen his tool. His rhymes got better, more sharper, crisper. And when he was able to come back with a full-fledged album, it changed the trajectory for Lil Wayne. To the point people were debating if he's the best rapper alive. I remember those conversations. I never had that conversation, but they kept saying, "Is Lil Wayne top 5 dead or alive?"
Yeah. I mean, mixtape Wayne was able to spawn, for some great albums, and at that time, he was at the top. Nobody was at the top with him. Everybody gets their turn, to be the top dog, whether it's a short run or a long run. And we're not even talking overall. I'm just saying at that, at one particular time, this guy was the hottest in the game. And the drought free, from our favorites, to be honest. King, he was at the top, right? But not. He wasn't the top of the top of the top. At one time or another. And everybody, there's been other people who's held that top spot. King was one of the people who's held the top spot. Not many rappers get to be called number one.
Right.
He's being called number one.
Right. So Merv, you had something you trying to talk to me about backstage, and you kept me on a burner waiting for it. So what was that, man? You said you had a mixtape, an artist.
Yeah,
I kept throwing names at you. You never told me who it was.
No, I was okay. So we were supposed to have like our five personal mixtapes. All right, our list of 5, right? So there was some mixtapes that I couldn't remember the names of. So I went try to Google look for a list, see if I could trigger my thoughts, see to find what the name. And it was some mixtapes that I got to go back and listen to that I haven't heard in a while. But there was also some mixtapes that was consistently in like all of the lists that I Googled, top 10, some top 5, and one was Sci-Hi, that dropped. It's called Black History, dropped in 2014, and the other one I said you just talked about not too long ago. It's called 1999 by Joey Badass.
Badass, yeah.
Like those two was consistently in a lot of top mixtape lists throughout when I was going on like just out of curiosity, seeing looking at different lists, and those two kept popping up. I never listened to neither one of those. I'm like, yo, I gotta check it out. The fact that it's consistently in a lot of different top 10 mixtape lists that I Googled.
Yeah, that's man, what about those? That's heavy.
I'm gonna say like this. I think everybody kind of has their. I don't know with the mixtape game. It's one thing when you ask like what's somebody's favorite mixtapes or whatever, right? Those lists are going to be completely different.
Yeah.
Everybody you talk to, like
I'm saying, fucking many, Mark. There's too fucking many.
I'm like, yo, like, listen, no, because when you brought it up, you know what I'm saying? When you brought it up and you hit me on the message, my cousin called me like a half hour later. And I was just like, yo, we talking about mixtapes tonight, man. What was your oh man, that DJ Drama Gangsta Grills. That's the best one to me. I'm just like, man. So then I talked to my brother, and my brother's like, oh, y'all mean Biggie, Mr. C. You know what I mean? For the joint Mr. C did with Biggie. First one. He like, that's best mixtape ever. Right? I talked to my other man, he said something else. He was just like, oh man, Flamers 2 by me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody had a different answer. Nobody had the same answer of what they thought it was the best. I'm just like, man, one of my personal favorites was DJ Envy, Desert Storm. You know what I mean? Shit, man, that shit was hot. You know what I mean? G-Unit's on there, Jay-Z on there. Man. So everybody's answer gonna be different, in terms of what mixtape they like.
Yeah.
There's too many, man. Because a lot of Funkmaster Flex had the Funkmaster Flex series, 60 minutes of funk. Remember that?
Trey Bomb with LL? Good.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I had to do? I just went, I thought about what 5 mixtapes have I listened to the most in the past 10 years. That's what I did. I was trying to, and I eliminated all DJ Clues, all because like I was going like if I had to look at my top 5, Mark, I gotta go back to fucking Doo-Wop 87. You know what I mean? When Doo-Wop used to drop a fucking mixtape like every 2 weeks and shit, like the boom, 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 boom. And it was like, yo, so I did no Clues, no Doo-Wops, no Gangsta Grills, none of that, because they got so many. So I just had, I put down 5 that I have listened to, like my go-tos that I've listened to the most like in the past 5 or 10 years. And I think with my 5, actually got 6. No Feelings by Lil Wayne. The Soul Tape series by Fabulous. Lil Wayne The Leak. gotta have So Far Gone. Jadakiss, Green Lantern, and Little Louisiana.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I was like, like I said, mine was different, but mine was a little different, but I was like, my honorable mention, obviously Meek, Dream Chasers, that was my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had DJ Envy, Desert Storm. You know what I'm saying? I had Lil Wayne, The Drought. I had is another one that Backstage. The Backstage y'all mixtape. You know what I'm saying? For real, that was the Rockefeller first tour or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That was on there. I had Biggie, for his first joint with Mr. C, but my favorite, Flamers 2, Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's Meek Mill's best piece of work. Period. I like that better than Dreams and Nightmares. Now, for Flamers 2, I remember the whole tri-state area. If you were anywhere in or near Philly, everybody had that album on because that's the album that got him signed. You know what I'm saying? We loved it, man. We were proud. So, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, you didn't even know Meek was going to be the guy coming out of Philly. There's a lot of people battling for that top spot in the city. But Meek, got that cosign from T.I., you know what I mean? And then here come Ross with MMG, so I was just like, man, that's my personal favorite.
I struggled with this list. I'll be honest with you guys. I struggled with it. I could not put nothing together for a top 5 because there's so many I had to go through my mental.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's too much. I had to think about it in series. I love the D Block series. I thought that D Block had one of the best series, especially when they were going at G Unit during that war.
Oh, yeah.
I love the mixtape wars because it was when everyone was going at each other's head. When Nas and Jay beef took place, it opened the floodgates for everybody who had each other. And I remember that time frame. It was like 4 or 5 years where everybody was going at each other, period. Straight up. Lines were drawn. Every rapper was going at each other. So the D Block series and all of those beef records that they have about 4 or 5 of them aimed at G Unit. I loved all of those. Elzai from Detroit. He had one called Elmatic. And that Elmatic mixtape was phenomenal. If you guys get a chance to listen to that, listen to that Elmatic by Elzai. It is ridiculous. Far Gone, Drake had a big run, a strong run with his mixtapes. 50 Cent is the Future is another one that rings a bell to me. I thought that 50 Cent killed it in that whole series. 50 Cent is the Future, and also, man, Friday Night Lights by J. Cole.
J. Cole, I forgot about.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one too. Yeah.
This was one of my big ones, man, right here. This is one that I really, really became a J. Cole fan. And again, like I said, fellas, none of this in chronological order. I love the Champions here. I love that one with Green Lantern. I love the Nigga album by Nas. That one was really different because Nas never done like a legit mixtape, but he did this one in preparation for the Untitled album that he had. And Jay did one, and I remember going back and listening to this today, and it caught me off guard because I forgot the S. Carter collection.
S. Carter, yeah.
Yep. That came out during the time when 50 Cent was picking up steam from mixtapes, and Jay dropped this one, and that was big. It came out in 03. That was big.
I know people had them kicks up.
Joe Budden.
Yep, he got that one on there. He got some other. I mean, he got a lot of joints.
How about that one?
A lot of joints.
Yeah, on that. Yeah. Joe Budden Pumping Up was on that.
Yep, Joe Budden Pumping Up was on that. Yep. And Dipset. I mean, Dipset had an amazing run on the mixtape.
Yeah.
So.
They had a few. They had a few where they hit the streets.
Purple Game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, that was my list. Again, it's all over the place, but it was really hard to like. Really...
It's the mixtapes, man. That's the mixtape game. It's all over the place. And the thing is, you know what I mean? When Merv said name 5, right? And I'm just like, man, what 5 would I pick? And I'm like, man, I mean, he could have said name 25, and I probably could have named 25. Like, That's how deep the mixtape game is. Like, you don't even realize how many good mixtapes it was. Like it was just a lot of heat.
Hey Mark, you remember the time when we looked forward more to mixtapes than actual LPs?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It took a while for LP to come out.
Hey Mark, LP had to catch up to the mixtapes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely did, man. You know,
We had to.
I remember, you know what I'm saying, you know, I think Shawn, you said this story and you were just like, yo, you had to call back home for your people to send you down the mix, like, yo, you gotta send that yo to me, I don't got it.
Right. I had to. Like, yo, I need that now. Like, I need it now. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't get access to it at the time. Like, yo, I need that now.
Yeah.
I was trying to get on what everybody was getting on. Like, I remember those days. I did a mixtape and I was like 17. And I had like 6 bangers on there too. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that Who Shot You instrumental. I killed that.
Man.
Yeah, I was. You know,
So
I ain't gonna
let me ask y'all this. Do y'all remember the first mixtape brand y'all heard that kind of put you on the mixtape like, oh shit, y'all remember who that was? Whether it was a DJ or the first mixtape. You probably was I guess 11, 12, or 9, 10.
Man, I think for me it was Ron G. Like
Ron G.
that was just the first guy. And I know people did it before him, but the mixtape that really just set it off, and I'm just like,
the first one set it off for you.
Yeah, it was Ron G, and it was a song with Big L and Tupac. You know what I mean? Which I thought was bananas. You know what I'm saying? It was bananas. Like, I'm like, Tupac rapping on a song with Big L? Like, do you not understand how legendary this is right now, right? You know, I'm like, man, that was crazy to me, you know? So it was Ron G for me.
Man.
That's
I think
hard
Ron G
question.
was for me too. And yeah, Ron G and J Love, because I remember when they were releasing joints from It Was Written before It Was Written came out, and they were releasing joints from the Firm that never made the Firm album.
Yeah.
They were releasing like Cormega, Nas, and AZ freestyles and Foxy Brown freestyles, and you would never find joints ever again. They were only on that mixtape. And I was like, yo, I can't even Google on YouTube and find them joints. You can't find them. But they were on that mixtape.
Yeah, if you ain't have it, you just ain't have it.
You ain't have
That was it.
You didn't have it. It was one of the guys, man, and this is crazy because one of them actually, I can't remember who it was, who I don't want to credit someone, but they were able to get a leak on a joint where Nas and I believe it's Busta and someone else was gearing up to diss Pop. They had a response. It was going to be Nas, Busta, and I think Big had a joint going at Pop. Then you could barely hear it. It was very grainy. But I remember it was on a white cassette, and my cousin Petey was like, yo. Yeah, it never hit though. It never came out. It was supposed to be released anyhow. I think someone got it off of, it was like in the embryo stages of being created. I don't want to misquote or but it was something like that.
Who was first, Doo-Wop or Ron G?
No, I think Doo-Wop was before Ron G.
Okay, then mine was Doo-Wop.
Okay.
Mine was Doo-Wop. Both of them was the 2 mixtapes I remember when I was real young. I can't remember who came first. Whoever came first, those Doo-Wop with me, then Ron G.
The only thing I know is Clue came after Ron G. You know what I mean? That's when I started hearing Clue.
But me, Clue took it to another level. Like,
Clue.
Clue took it to another level, yo. Like, he made mixtape sexy. He made mixtape like, yo. I feel like Clue might have made other motherfuckers be like, yo, I want to be a DJ. Because that nigga.
Man, you know what's crazy? Clue was the first to me. You know what I mean? Mixtape DJ to have interludes and people talking before the record would come on. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just think other people might have did it, but they ain't do it like Clue did.
That DJ Clue, the professional, when he had Diddy start that fucking shit off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, yeah, I mean, he already, yeah, I mean, was mastering that just in the shit, yeah, I mean, for you to get off the stand, like that's how crazy that was, man. Clue was definitely ahead of his time, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, he's from Queens. Queens get the money, but he was definitely ahead of his time. I mean, mixtapes back then was all about artists having the freedom to say what they want to say and not
Right.
that was the whole purpose of mixtapes. Like, yo, I'm going to say this. I don't have no label restraints. I don't have boundaries. I'm gonna say what I want to say on what beat, but I want to rap on, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? You can't pull it. You can't get me. You can't sue me. It's a mixtape, and that was their outlet, man. So
Okay.
I love the mixtape era. I loved it. It's really part of our culture, part of the hip hop.
I know with me from going back and trying to look at different mixtapes and look at lists, like I'm probably not gonna listen to LP for the next couple of weeks because I saw some mixtape like, yo, I gotta go back and listen. I got like several. I gotta add some mixtapes that I won't go back and listen to, yo.
Right, because everything is right there. Everything you need is right there on that mixtape, and it's just a smorgasbord of what you want to listen to. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of a good DJ, being able to pull some of the best records and put it on one sound, on one album. And that's, to me, that was like the cream of the crop. You can just put it in and let it ride, and you get everything. What Clue was really good at was Clue knew people were beefing behind the scenes, but he still put their music on the same album. Like, he knew there was tension between Nas and Jay, but on a Clue mixtape, you would have a Jay song followed by a Nas song, or a Nas song followed by a Jay song. Clue didn't care. Clue was like, yo, I'm still gonna put you guys on this joint. And they all rocked with Clue. They were all cool with Clue. So he was able to kind of tightrope that line. I think DJ K Slay was one of the ones that came later on and took it the baton and ran with it during like the beef segment, because K Slay had the beef records popping.
Oh yeah, Drama King, yeah.
The Drama King series. Anytime you have beef with a rapper, you want to get it on wax, you go to the Drama King. And he drew lines, man. He never drew lines. He was like, he lost relationships at that time with like Rockefeller, because he was playing a lot of the diss records from Kiss, from Nas, and from anyone else who was going at Jay and those guys. And he lost.
They don't play that shit.
They don't like that. They didn't like that. And he was the only one back in Nas during Ether. He was the only one playing Ether over and over. So definitely K Slay's the man. Definitely.
So keep going, Shawn, keep going. So I'm interested in your take, and Marc too. So we started with like Doo-Wop and Ron G, then Clue, then you went to K Slay. Mm-hmm. So keep going up until 2021, in your opinion, as far as like the DJs or who took you up to the next or who maintained.
Man, well, I would say like this,
So, so right now we're K Slay. So
yeah, K Slay. I'm like, I don't know who came directly after him, but I know who wasn't far behind was DJ Drama. He wasn't far behind K Slay. You know what I mean? DJ Drama, he's from Philly, but then, you know what I mean, got his break in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he was able, you know what I mean, for real to make, you know what I mean, for it to pop down south, because he was a good DJ up here, but he's more like a party DJ. And then he went to Atlanta, you know what I mean, and really got it off down there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I know he was really good, influential. He was able to do his thing. You know what I mean? I know he came shortly after K Slay. You know what I'm saying? And let's not, you know what I mean, forget Kid Capri. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget Kid Capri. Yeah. Kid Capri did his thing too.
Yeah, and Big Cap, DJ Cap, Big Cap.
Yeah, Big Cap, yeah.
I like Big Mike. Big Mike was one. Big Mike had a strong run. I think Big Mike had like a 3-year run where he was getting every new drop that came out. And like, DJ Big Mike. Big Mike was killing it. He was like, Big Mike was my go-to. And 2003, 04, 05, and 06, Big Mike was my go-to.
Okay.
Definitely Big Mike. Drama had the Gangsta Grill series, where if you want to get that T.I., you know, that Jeezy, especially that Jeezy, you know, any of that kind of that music down there, Drama was your man. If you want to get like some locks, hardcore, you go to Poobs and you go to Big Mike.
Yeah. But I was like, drama helped break a lot of those artists in the South. You talk Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Guys like that, they went through drama first, you know what I'm saying? Before they were able to kind of really get their thing, you know what I mean? And here's the thing, it's crazy. Khaled didn't come, you know what I mean, we're like right there, like right. You would think, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Rick Ross from Miami, Khaled broke him, but that didn't really happen like that. Khaled actually came a little bit later. You know what I mean? And he wasn't really, he did put out mixtapes, but he wasn't like a mixtape DJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And don't forget, Marc, Khaled was more of a producer. Because Khaled was actually producing records. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. So Troy, this is like a history word for you, man, like a nerd out session for you. Khaled used to be called Beat Novocaine.
Yeah, he beat Novocaine, absolutely. Yeah.
He was like a ghost producer on Fat Joe's earlier records, and he had some of the best beats on those Joe records under Beat Novocaine. He was never called DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled just became probably a couple of years ago, Marc, maybe 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah. But they knew who he was. That was before the beard. That was before he got a little big, you know. But the Khaled that we know now, I'll be honest, he dope. But Beat Novocaine Khaled was the best because he was killing. That's when Fat Joe was dropping some really dope albums during that time.
Yeah, I mean but that's when, you know what I mean, you talking, you know what I mean, Fat Joe, he was doing early stuff for Rick Ross, Trick Daddy, you know what I mean, when he was beating goodness, you know what I mean, he was really like, but he was all behind the scenes. Because, like, you know what I mean, DJ Khaled, you know what I mean, for real, you know, kind of birthed after that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even though he dropped some stuff as a DJ, he still, like, he didn't become like DJ Khaled. Like,
no,
it wasn't like an overnight thing. That was a whole process.
Right. Because he was a legit producer. He was a legit producer. He paid his dues.
Yeah, absolutely.
He paid his dues. And you can't forget Funk Flex. Funk Flex is
Flex.
Can't forget Green Lantern. You can't forget Don Cannon. I mean, Selector. I mean, those are the guys. Who Kid? You know, Who Kid was behind the whole G Unit movement and everything that was associated with that aftermath, shady whole thing, man. Who Kid was like really the architect behind all of that.
And man, you know what? Let me give a shout to Envy, man, because one thing about DJ Envy, I'm gonna say like this: he has really a good ear for this new stuff. Like, usually, I mean, when Envy, gets something and he tells you, "Yo, this is going to be next," it ends up being next. Like, he has a good ear for, the sound that goes on now. Real good ear for that. So I'm just like, you know, if you ever get a chance to listen to Envy and he's breaking some new records, just peep what he's checking out. Right. Because I guarantee you that a lot of those songs are probably going right to the top. Right. Usually they do.
And Marc, how can we forget DJ Screw? Rest in peace.
Oh yeah. I mean, man, you talking. What's my man? Slim Thug, Mike Jones.
Mike Jones. I mean,
goodness, you know what I'm saying?
Texas movement, man.
I'm like, man, Paul Wall, that whole.
How can you forget about the pioneer of Screw and Chop? You know what I mean?
Screw. Goodness, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, SUC, man. You don't understand. I love Paul Wall, so I played Sitting Sideways in the remix, for all day long. And this is my, like, when I played that, I'm like, I had rims on the car, so shit, I just used to drive around playing that damn song, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting sideways because I really was sitting sideways, you know what I'm saying? So that was my shit.
Yeah, we definitely
we mentioned Clue. Clue's the man, you know what I mean?
Clue's he's one of the forefathers, man. He's definitely Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely.
Definitely Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Is that it, Merv?
Yeah.
Did we answer that question?
All right. There we go.
Right. Fellas, good show tonight. Man, algorithms were high. I don't know what to say. I'm looking at the numbers right now. I don't know what to say, man. I'm just pleased to see that we had a lot of people tuning in while they're in their cars, man. Shout out to Mile High Radio, man. Shout out to everyone who's rocking with us on Facebook Live, YouTube, every platform that we had. We had a special guest tonight. Troy wanted to stay on and kick it with the fellas and just listen to us pod. So we
No doubt.
appreciate you, homie.
Thank
This is
you.
what we do, man. This what we talk on here is like we talk behind the scenes. You know, we debate, talk music, hip hop, sports, culture, everything, every day, all day. So we really appreciate that. We appreciate the love, man. Um, Shout out to Bobby for for just being
Yeah,
behind the scenes,
absolutely.
man, and believing in the movement and really
Yes.
making these connections, man. I don't think Bobby get enough credit for the things that he do. Genuine dude, genuine brother, who really has a good vision, and allows us to have our own vision to do what we want to do and how we want to do it. So salute to that guy. Shout out to The Rock for coming on earlier today. He had some technical difficulties. We need to all pitch in, do cash app, and make sure we get that brother some better StreamYard services. We need to increase his bandwidth. So he can.
You still got AOL.
Yeah, you got on dial up. So I heard. I heard,
Gotta get some.
I heard something. Like, oh, he got dial up. But shout out to that brother, man. I know he wanted to kick it with us tonight as well, but he keep freezing up on us. But Mark, what's your parting words, man? Your parting thoughts for the night?
Man, I'm gonna say like this, man. It's a lot going on, with the music. Obviously, we're not far away from the Dipset Lots versus. I know a lot of people want to tune into that, but I like, for the first thing, let me give a shout out, for real, to Blast, for coming on here and rocking with us, man. That was definitely a good look, artists, y'all need to give a Blast, man. New artists, promote y'all stuff, and then y'all can do it y'all way. Y'all don't have to answer, for real. Oh yeah, I think you should do it like this, do it like this. That you can do it your way, man. So shout out to Blast for that.
Thanks.
And talking about, giving the DJs their props, man. You know what I'm saying? These mixtape DJs, that really, kind of set the wave for how, music can be done today. A lot of those DJs took chances. You know what I'm saying? And you look at, how the artists are able to come out and do their thing the way they want to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? You need pioneers, you know what I'm saying, that will give them, a type of platform for them to be able to do it. So, shout, man, to the DJs and the collaborators, of this music thing. And, I'm just happy to see these guys pushing it forward, man. So props to them.
Absolutely. Murray, what you got, homie?
Good show tonight. Appreciate Blast coming on here, telling us, like Mark said, just co-sign everything that Mark said. We appreciate. Looking forward to talking to his what we call it, artist, or what we say, artist.
Well, I'd rather word it as an artist from Blast.
Artist from Blast.
Yeah, because I don't own nothing.
Okay, gotcha. I just want to make sure that I approached it right. That's all. Looking forward to collaborating and speaking with the artists from Blast. The mixtape. Speaking of the mixtape DJs, I can't wait to see if and who Dipset and the Locks choose which DJ is gonna come and handle that and handle whether they want to share the DJ, because they could bring Clue out there and both of them use Clue, or they bring their own. So I'm interested to see which DJ they use for that battle for the verses.
That's been interesting.
So it was good. It was good talking about the mixtape era though. Like when I went back and started looking at, like, I got like 10 mixtapes that I saw that I want to go back to listen to, and some those two mixtapes I mentioned, Joey Badass 1999 and Saha Black History. I never heard them. So I definitely gotta go check that out, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Troy, what you got for us, man? What are your parting words for the night, homie?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you guys know how to drop a podcast because it's be like 3 hours, no blink, no nothing. You guys are some serious champions in that,
Animal,
man.
animal, man.
But no,
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys having us. We get to talk about things that we love, and music and comics. It gets no more better than that. But I appreciate taking the moment. I definitely would love to have you guys come on our side too. I know we'll work the schedule conflict because we usually do it on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. But we may do something different so that we can have you guys on and we can do
Yeah,
collab stuff.
absolutely.
And I definitely will be using your platform to share some of the artists from Blast for you guys and introduce them to the public, and we'll go from there. And if you don't know, the website is blastmusic247.com. It is free for you to join. You can check the artists out there, give them some love, and that's basically it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Troy, on the page, please make sure you post your information on there for any aspiring artists that's out there. Tell a friend to tell a friend that want to hop on with the Blast Music Group and get some work and get some love. So again, man, we really appreciate the collaboration. We appreciate the love in return, all that good stuff, man.
Yes,
Um,
indeed.
in parting, we may hear some new music from Kanye this week coming up. Hopefully, he had a listening session over the weekend. To release his upcoming album Donda, named after his mother. So hope we may get some new Kanye, that old Kanye back. So we may see that. So be prepared for that. Again, shout out to all of our partners. Shout out to everyone who's rocking with us. Shout out to everybody on the front lines behind the scenes. Shout out to the crew. Tayson, the street team general. Shout out to my man Stacks. Safe Travels, my homie. Shout out to Tina B. Shout out to Rebecca. Shout out to the Lullas. The Guys podcast. Tomorrow, the guys will be back again. They were talking about the new Power series, the spin-off Canaan, the Book of Canaan. Raising Canaan. We're talking about that tomorrow. Merv and Stacks. Marc coming back to the team over there, as well as Tayson and Tina. They had a whole full lineup for tomorrow night's show. So please tune in for that at 7 p.m. Eastern and kick it with my guys over there. And then on Wednesday, we're going to come back and hit you across your head top with another topic. We haven't decided yet, but we never disappoint. So we're going to have something brewing. That's some cooking in the oven early. We're going to come and hit you across the head again. And then the Love is going to come back on Sunday night and hit y'all again with another fulfilled moment. So we have so many different rounds in the chamber. You pick what you want to pick. We're going to shoot it at you. So we're going to give you guys everything we have. And now we got the Blast team, part of the family, and they're going to be showing some things. So Troy, please make sure you drop what you guys are doing on the page as well. So those who are listening, those who are viewing can have a chance to see what you guys are doing out there as well.
You got it. You got it for sure.
So again, fellas, great show tonight. We went 3 hours. We did not intend to do so, but it happened. The people, the good folks at Mile High, I was like, yo, we wanted to hear y'all talk that shit. So, hey, we're going to get the people what they want, man. Shout out to everybody. Much love. Peace. Be safe. And I'll see y'all again soon.
Peace.
And we out. Peace.